terrific at both ends. It's going to be something that hopefully brings out the best in us.
So we have the Nets and Celtics for the second straight season as the 2-7 series. Last year, however, the roles were reversed. Celtics won the play-in game, became the 7th seed, and advanced to face the Nets. It's Wednesday, April 13th. Birthday of Baron Davis, who turns 43 today. Davis played for a handful of franchises during his dozen years in the NBA. Among them, Clippers and Cavaliers. The two franchises that lost their play-in matchups last night. Nets and Timberwolves with the wins at home. Plenty of reaction this morning with Key, Jay, and Max. They're next. I'm Jay Reynolds. Back tomorrow with SportsCenter all night. It's ESPN Radio.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max starts next at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN News.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless. Now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
How long does it take to tackle a home project? With Angie, you could cross it off your list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need. Indoor or outdoor, repair or redesign. And we handle the rest, sending a top pro to get it done. You don't have to lift a finger, except to tap the screen or click the mouse. Plus, Angie is free to use. So bring us your next home project, and we'll bring it home. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
Hey there, casino fans. I'm here to let you know that the new BetRivers.com casino app is here. It's got lots and lots of exciting slots and table games to play, fast payouts, and a rewards program you'll love. Plus, with award-winning customer service, the excitement never stops. So get ready, casino lovers, to experience the BetRivers.com difference you can trust. It's a whole new game. Download it today.
Presented by Rivers Casino, Philadelphia. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
My sweet cheeks feeling squeaky clean when Charmin's rolling behind the scenes. Charmin TP gives me those cheeky clean feels. That ultra strong hype is all for reals. Those TP rolls got me a Charmin clean took-es. Cheek to cheek feeling oh so shooketh.
Charmin Ultra Strong just cleans better. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Here at Total Wine & More, you'll find what you love and love what you find.
I really like this Cabernet, but what's something new?
You will love this one.
Wow! You're good.
Find what you love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Wondrous selection, expert guides, totally low prices. Drink responsibly, B21.
Heard you're buying a car. I brought my calculator.
Dad, I already used Capital One Auto Navigator. I found my car online and got pre-qualified instantly, instead of all that.
You know those things impact your credit score.
Didn't impact my credit score, Dad. Now I'm going to the dealership for a test drive and to make the purchase.
Sounds too easy.
No, it's just easy. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/Auto Navigator.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a speed bump. Did you hear what I said? I'm a speed bump. And if you have cut-rate car insurance, the cost to reattach your muffler could really be a bump in the road. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Circle up, team. We've got status.
Evelyn's marketing consultancy client roster is skyrocketing.
Okay, so this week is a biggie. We've got the pitch and 3 client meetings.
She needs another analyst before her team's free time plummets.
Who's running the competitive analysis on fruit snacks?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Home of 76ers basketball and Flyers hockey.
Plug in.
97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Good morning. Thought I'd help you wake up.
It's 6 a.m. and you're listening to The John Kincade Show on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
Yeah, it does. It starts. No John Kincade today. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, Connor Thomas taking you through till 10 o'clock this morning on The John Kincade Show. Welcome in. We got Sixers playoffs getting closer. We'll have a lot on that today, obviously. Phillies last night. Bats were a little bit silent. Once again, you were waiting for the late inning heroics, as happened the night before, but it just wasn't in the cards last night. Good pitching by the Mets. Zach Wheeler last night, a good outing. Maybe one pitch too much, but a good outing nonetheless. And they get right back at it today, 1 o'clock. The best thing about baseball, James, there's always another game right around the corner.
Yeah, and a day game today, too. It's supposed to be, 81 degrees or something at some point?
Yeah.
It's gonna be nice. And hopefully it's not hitting season, but hopefully it's hitting weather today. I would have to think that the Phillies lineup cannot go cold 3 games in a row. That's just my gut. And we don't know this team yet. I could be wrong. And it could just be the first week of the season. I'd be surprised if they went silent 3 nights in a row or 3 games in a row.
Yeah. And today, so you got to figure a day game after last night, Pat. Although the lineup was kind of weird last night also. Is it going to be more weird today or more normal today? Good morning, Pat. How you doing, buddy?
There you go.
There you go.
Pressing buttons.
Pat's in studio with us today. Usually he's in the other studio, but he's with us today.
I'm lost. What was the question?
I don't know. Just say something, Pat. We got to kill 4 hours here.
Okay. Sure.
Lineup today. What do you think? Is it? 1 o'clock game, obviously. Probably no real Muto unless you throw him at first base. It's going to be a jumbled lineup, I would assume, right?
That's the beautiful thing about the DH. They have so much flexibility now.
Yeah.
That they can put Real Muto at DH. They can put him at first base. They have a luxury now that they didn't have previously, where before it was, okay, you're either taking Hoskins out of the lineup and putting Real Muto at first, or you just have to sit him. I wouldn't expect him to catch today. I do think they probably want to try out Stubbs at catcher for Aaron Nola for sure, because Aaron Nola was more used to working with Andrew Knapp as his kind of primary catcher for a while there.
Right.
So he's not exactly tethered to JT Realmuto, but I would expect Realmuto to either be DH or first base or sit. He might never snap out unless he changes that Applebee's walk-up music that he's got going on.
Who does, Realmuto?
Oh, my God.
The only walk-up music that I really noticed
it's louder
is
on TV this year
because it drives me nuts.
Oh, he's got the Notorious B.I.G. That's the best one on the team. I can't stand Alec Boehm.
What's Boehm's?
I don't know what it is, anyway, but it's terrible.
I just hate it.
And he's had it for a while. I think he's never changed it, and it's just bad. The whole team's walk-up music is pretty bad.
Yeah.
But the Applebee's date night JT song, whew.
Is that what it is?
Oh,
yeah.
Did you send that to? Okay, yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, it's bad. It's that, is bad. Crappy country music of I'm the everyman. I like PBR.
Well, see, that's what it is. That's why they're not hitting. Their walk-up music sucks.
I think that's the main reason. We just figured it out. All right, let's call it a day. I like to get mud on my tires.
They don't need hitting coaches.
Drop it like it's hot. That's not bad.
Yeah, right? All right, so last night, Zach Wheeler goes 4 2/3 innings. Looked, I thought, pretty decent, guys. 3 strikeouts, just 2 hits. Gave up the home run on the last pitch that he threw on the night. 65 pitches. But your thoughts on Wheeler last night? Everything okay? How did you think Girardi handled him?
He looked great for the first start, I thought. You knew you weren't going to get above 70 pitches or so he had limited, pitch count to work with. But I thought he had movement, he had velocity. I thought he looked great. I'm very happy with the first performance.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. The first inning, though, Pat, that kind of sucked. He throws, I think it was 28 pitches maybe in the first inning, and it seemed like he was going to get maybe, 2.5, 3 innings at the most, but he calmed down after that.
Yeah, he battled back for sure. The only complaint I have is, but the last pitch. Other than that, though, it went about as best as you could expect. A guy who had a shortened season, shortened spring training already. Then it was extra shortened because of whatever was going on. Flu, was sick. I personally thought that he might be dealing with an injury that they were kind of hiding a little bit, but I wasn't expecting him to go out and pitch as well as he did. So all in all, to me, it was a success.
Well, it was weird on Twitter last night. He gets done the fourth inning, and I guess it was between innings, and I'm looking through Twitter, and a couple of the Phillies beat guys said it looks like he might be done. That should be it or whatever. And then Girardi throws him back out there, and he gets 2 outs on, I think, 3 pitches, or maybe it was 2 pitches. And then he gives up the home run right after that. So, but the story of the night, though, the Mets pitching was really good last night. Didn't it seem like they were hitting 97, 98 outside corner all night long?
Yeah, it did. It was rather annoying. I'd like to think that the bats were silent more than it was the Mets pitching, but I guess that guy was pretty solid. And look, now you're facing Scherzer today on getaway day, and the series is in the hands of Aaron Nola. We've all seen this before.
It's Pat's fault. I mean, we were here yesterday, and he says they're throwing out Tyler McGill. Who's Tyler McGill?
It is my fault. I thought the exact same thing. And, that is a quintessential, prototypical Philly start. There's a guy that the team is throwing out there that you've never heard of, that hasn't exactly had a ton of success in the majors, that you should be able to hammer, and you get shut out by him. I mean, the Florida Marlins have built their success against the Phillies throwing out guys like Tyler McGill. So I should have known better. That's on me.
It is on you. We
learn and we grow.
Did he look like he was stoned last night, McGill? Like
he might have been.
They talked about it. Kruk and T-Mac were like, hey, he just looks like he's out there just kind of coasting. They showed him walking off the mound one time, and his eyes are barely open. He's got
Hand.
He really did. He looked like Mr. Hand or Spicoli. Yeah, Spicoli. But good pitching performance by the Mets last night. Diaz comes on and gets the save, and it just seemed like every pitch they threw, beautiful outside corner, 98-mile-an-hour fastball or a splitter or a changeup or whatever that the Phillies were fooled on all night. So they get back at it today, 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Nola Scherzer.
Yeah, that's a pretty good day. I hope there's a good crowd down there today. I mean, it's
I think
tough
so.
for Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, but it's spring break for the Philadelphia School District, so a lot of people are available, more than normal. 80 degrees, sunshine, Nola Scherzer. I think it'll be a good crowd down there.
Yeah, here's hoping.
I would think so.
You going down today?
No.
We wanted to, but it just didn't work out.
No, I have to be back here for Flyers, of course.
Woo! Oh, that's right.
That season can't end
Big
fast
Flyers.
enough.
What? They only gave up 9 goals last night, Pat. Stop.
That team is...
How'd your boy Bobby Brink do last night?
I'd be lying if I said I watched 1 second.
Me and you both.
I
that
would
makes
be.
3.
I'd be absolutely lying. I didn't watch 1 second. I know they lost 9-2. I know that Carter Hart was injured. Cam Atkinson was injured. Yeah. There's your Flyers recap. We'll talk to Jason Martinez coming up about it.
Yes, we will.
Who cares about hockey?
We'll talk about him today. But we have to give a golf clap to the Phillies fans. Not just Phillies fans, but Philadelphia fans. So last night, Alec Boehm comes out to pinch hit in the 9th inning. And what's he get? Or was it the 8th inning, maybe? And what does he get but a semi-standing ovation?
Yeah, I had a feeling he was going to get applauded. I didn't think it was going to go that route. That's pretty funny. I mean, they had the shirts down in the lots last night. I bleep and hate this place.
Oh, did they really? I didn't see that.
Yep, they were in the lots. I saw a couple T-shirt companies, with the, targeted ads up already of I bleep and hate this place. And, I mean, that's us in a nutshell, right? As Philadelphia sports fans.
Sure.
We're going to give it to you, but we'll take the butt of our own joke. Like, when he says that, people right away, I got to get that on a T-shirt. I'm going to give that kid a standing O. It's the duality of man of Philadelphia sports. It's we'll hate you, but we'll love you. And, I think Nick Castellanos was kind of in awe of it. I think it's pretty cool. And hopefully Alec Boehm doesn't take it too seriously. I don't think he will.
I don't think so either. He handled it maturely.
He handled it great.
He got the reaction that he got.
And now he's loved again.
And now it's kind of start over.
And if anything, I pull for him a little more now.
It stays in the back of my mind a little bit. Like this time yesterday, I was upset about it. Then I heard the cut because I hadn't heard the cut before I went to bed of him apologizing. Then when we played the cut, Pat, when you played it yesterday, I did a 180. I was like, okay, he understood what he did. What he did was wrong, and I'm okay.
You can tell, too, he legitimately felt bad. Now, I think it's more of like that argument of, do you feel bad that you did it, or do you feel bad that you got caught?
Right.
I think he felt bad that he got caught. He definitely, I don't think, meant it to go over that way. I mean, I talked about it yesterday, but it's the same thing of like when you're stuck on 76 traffic. Everybody in Philadelphia will tell you that there's nothing worse than being stuck on 76 traffic, because 9 times out of 10, there's no reason why you're stuck. There's no accident, there's no crash, there's no you're just stuck on 76 and 76, and you'll sit there and go, I hate this effing place. And I think in that moment, he was doing the exact same thing. He doesn't actually hate Philadelphia. So I think he was concerned over how it went over. And the fact that he owned it, massive credit to him.
Yeah.
I think if he didn't own it, I don't necessarily think that he would have gotten booed when he came up, but he definitely doesn't get cheered.
Connor, your reaction last night, and we'll hear from what Nick Castellanos had to say about it. But Connor, your reaction when he came up and got the reaction that he got.
I wasn't really all that surprised. I mean, this is a city that we constantly talk about. We pride ourselves in respect. And if an athlete shows respect and on top of like work ethic and everything like that, but if you're straight up with us, we'll be straight up with you. And I think that was a good answer, especially from a player that, even though he got the mocking cheer after all those errors and he finally made a routine play the other night, everybody knows and understands how difficult that is for Alec Boehm as a player mentally to go through those struggles. Like, we want him to play better, and we're going to boo him until he does, but you understand in the back of your mind as just a general human being what it's like to struggle at that level. So I wasn't overly surprised. It's good on the fans because it could have gone the other way easily, but I kind of felt that was coming, and good on them for doing it.
A newcomer, Nick Castellanos, was kind of surprised at what the fans did last night, and here's what he had to say about it.
Oh, fantastic. Like everything that, I've been led to believe about Philadelphia, man, like that was the exact opposite. That was incredible. So, I mean, hats off to the city of Philadelphia for having their players back like that. It's incredible.
Now, as much as you love to hear Castellanos say that and praise the fans, I hate that he says, oh, yeah, that's not what I expected from Philly fans. So the national narrative is still what it is, and it's never going to change.
I don't know if that's national narrative as players in baseball narrative.
Well, yeah, but he was never a guy here, is what I mean.
No, but he was probably been told by some ex-Philadelphia guys across his journey that, man, it's brutal there.
Could be.
And he probably came in with the thinking like, all right, if I don't perform, these fans are going to give it to me. And to see that, I think he goes, oh, you guys are cool. Like, you get it. You can kind of rip yourselves a little bit. The fact that there's T-shirts being sold in the parking lot last night is amazing. I mean, that's a less than 20-hour turnaround.
Pretty funny.
And I think they know that stuff. I think they know what's going on. I think they know we're ripping ourselves and saying we all bleep and hate this place too. And it might become like a slogan of the season. You know what I mean? I think they can have some fun with it and run. They talk about, John was talking about organic fun and stop forcing the bamboo and stuff, or not the bamboo, the hat.
Bamboo.
Well, you don't remember the bamboo bread?
I do remember. I just don't like to force the bamboo.
Then get your mind out of the gutter.
Okay.
But I think this is something they can kind of run with organically. And just,
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
You'll see them in batting practice wearing the T-shirts.
I believe in hated here.
I get a little concerned here in Castellanos and his quotes. I think it's great, that he tips the city. But if your bats continue to go silent, you're going to find out that, quote unquote, we don't have your back.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know this city for anything.
But that's everything that he said. I didn't expect it, and it's cool that they have their back. We do in a certain sense, but you have to produce. And if you're getting $20 million and Schwarber's getting $20 or $25 million, whatever he's getting paid, Harper's getting $25 million. Like if all these guys are getting a lot of money, you went over the luxury tax, you're expecting offense, and you're not getting it. Okay, just be prepared, because I'm worried about, we play this now, and in a week and a half, if their bats continue to go silent and Nick Castellanos is getting booed, or the offense is getting booed, I should say, and he comes out afterwards and goes, I can't believe this, then we're going to be having John sit there going, oh my gosh, why is it that a week ago you were praising him and now you don't get it? Like, that's a legitimate fear I have.
Wow. You worry about things like that, huh? It'll be all right, Pat. It'll be all right. It's not your fault.
Pat, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
The offense is going to be okay.
I got some numbers here.
It's going to be okay.
There you go.
All right, listen to this. 21 2/3 innings pitched, 15 hits, 7 earned runs, 20 strikeouts, 2.91 ERA. That is your Philadelphia Phillies bullpen right now.
It's awesome.
They've been pretty good, right? I mean,
Really
it's really, really good. Yeah. So last night,
And this is without Corey Knebel yet.
Well, he pitched a little bit, right? Yes, was it yesterday? Yesterday,
he pitched in 2 games. Yesterday, he was pitched on the put on the COVID list.
Right, and we got Jeff Singer called up, Rancocas Valley zone, but he didn't go to Rancocas.
That's a cool
Valley.
story.
But they say in the story something about he's pitching in the Rancocas Valley Men's League is what it was. Connor, you may have faced him.
That's a league that I played in. It's very possible I faced him. I don't remember whether or not.
I'm sure you homered off of him.
I didn't bat in that league. Pitcher only, Bobby.
Oh, all right. I'm just full of misinformation today.
It is an awesome story. He's a guy that when I first read it, when he signed 3 or 4 years ago, if everyone's unaware, he was basically like selling cars for his dad. I think he tried out for the River Sharks.
He played on the River Sharks. They were short an arm or something like that. Yeah.
He tried out, made the River Sharks, got seen by a Philly scout, signed for basically no money. But he was a prospect that, you guys know this, every night I go through the box scores of the minor league teams to see how everybody did. He was the guy that I would actually look for. How
about that?
And I don't usually look for relief pitchers, but I wanted him to make it because that story is so cool. And the fact that he's a local guy that made his hometown team. When you sign at the age of 23 or 24, you're not exactly expected to do much. So I don't really expect him to be up very long, but it's pretty cool that he made it all the way to the majors.
Went to Rutgers, Camden. Great story today about him and how he called his dad yesterday to say, "Hey, you want to go to the Phillies game? What are you doing today?" His dad's like, "I got to cut the lawn." He's like, "What? You want to go to the Phillies game tonight?" His dad's like, "Nah, I'm just going to watch it on the TV."
Yeah, because he got a new tractor from Lawn and Golf Squad.
He's not as lucky as Jamie, but he's like, "Nah, I think you might want to go to the game tonight because I'm going to be suited up and stuff." And his dad said it was like a dream come true. Division III player, local kid who gets to go to the Phillies. The Sixers, they're in the playoffs, and the best place to watch all the games is where else? Your local PJ Wellahans. Stop in for slam dunk deals, including Miller High Life for just $2.50 all day, every day. PJ Wellahans. Jamie, where are we doing lunch today? Because you said you were treating me to lunch today or something.
Well, you have an awkward situation because you're going to the Workhorse Brewery later today for the Mike Miss show. But where you live, where Workhorse is, where we are, we're smack dab in the middle of you and Workhorse. So you're at that awkward, do I go home? Do I go out for lunch?
Connor, were you invited to this? Because I wasn't.
I was not. It's very nice they're having a conversation right in front of us.
Seriously. It literally happened 2 seconds before air.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking to everybody. I said, Jamie, where are you taking us to lunch today?
Everybody,
Jamie, the Royal Jamie.
No, you didn't. Yeah, you didn't say, hey, Jamie, where are you taking everybody? You said, where are you taking me to lunch
Well, I was talking to Bob about his plans, and then I was like, well, do you want to grab lunch?
You got look at your backpedal. You're backpedaling. You're like Sauce Gardner.
My fault. He's the
You're
one
like
that
Sauce
asked.
Gardner out here.
I was trying to help you out.
Hard.
I know. You're a good man.
I was trying to foxhole it up here.
Pat, you're trying to ruin everything.
Go
real
out to lunch with Bob.
Castellano, so he's going to regret this in 2 weeks. Like, be positive, Pat. Come on. We can all do lunch together. Let's do some burritos.
No, you're not going to gaslight me over here, all right? Like, me and Connor were invited. You guys are apparently
Didn't
got
really
something
get that
special.
far yet.
We're literally talking this out.
It's fine.
Out
You know
loud
what?
right now, Pat.
Me and Connor are busy anyway.
I was just trying to help my friend Bob out with his awkward
busy.
amount of time to kill before the Mike Miss show.
I wanted to come hit some balls with Jack or something between here and the Mike Missinelli show at Workhorse Brewery.
No,
which is going to be a lot of fun in King of Prussia.
Yeah, everybody stop out today. It's a great spot.
Yeah, it should be a real good time. All right, so we got Sixers playoffs coming up on Saturday. We're going to do a pregame show Saturday, so everybody going to the game. Come on out. Devon and I will be in the Wells Fargo Center. We're going to do a show
behind that bar in that area.
I'm not sure where we are because the last email I got was pregame show 4 to 6, Wells Fargo Center, to be determined.
Okay.
Exactly where. So
that's good. So stop on out and find them.
Yeah, we'll be there somewhere. If you just walk around the concourse, I'm sure you'll be able to find it.
Yeah, it's like an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, exactly. But you got Sixers coming up on Saturday against the Toronto Raptors. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, and Jamie's, your confidence is there. I said that I'm just not sure about this series right now. I'll do a little more reading into it. But has anything changed? You once you get closer to a game, it's like an Eagles game. You know, sometimes your feelings change one way or the other. Jamie, you still ultimately confident that they take this series?
I mean, I'm not like cocky confident, but I do think they win it in 6. I think it's a hard-fought series, but yeah, I just they have the best player in the series, and Siakam probably has made a case for the second best player in the series, but Harden's not far behind, and as long as he's hitting some shots, I think he can be the second best player in the series, and more often than not, when you have that, you have a pretty good shot to win the series.
Wow, that worries me, Pat. He just said Siakam's the second best player in the series, and Harden's not far behind, probably. Shouldn't Harden be way better than Siakam in this series?
I don't know about way better.
He's been on a tear.
Probably should be better, but yeah, he's been on a tear, and Harden hasn't probably played up to. We all talked about it yesterday. You went through the numbers. He hasn't played up to what we expected. He hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been that upper echelon top 10 player we probably thought we were getting. So I'm not overly surprised. Look, for Toronto to have a shot, they need Siakam to go off.
Sure, they do.
So,
and you're missing Matisse Thybulle, which is probably your best chance of defending
for
him.
2 games.
At least.
But for the Sixers to win, like they don't need James Harden to go off because they have
a guy that can put up 40 and 15 whenever he wants.
Yeah. So, yeah, Pascal Siakam should probably be the second best player in the series.
Now, what's your confidence level a few days before the series gets started? Is it the same as it was when you knew you got Toronto? Different? Anything?
Yeah, I'm not worried at all.
Wow, not worried at all, Connor. We got 2 guys in here not worried at all.
No, I didn't say not worried at all. I said Sixers and 6 in a hard series.
Okay.
I'm not remotely worried about this.
Wow.
All right. There's a lot of hubris coming from the young guys.
No, I mean, you have the 2 best players. I still think James Harden is a better player in playoff basketball than Pascal Siakam because of the experience. I give him the edge. If you have the 2 best players in the series, you win the series.
Playoff numbers aren't good, though.
2 best players in the series, you win the series.
James Harden's career playoff numbers are great.
Yeah, they're fine.
Are they?
It is. It's amazing how much he scored. A lot more than we even thought, but it is pretty amazing.
I'll pull it up.
It's like 100. Am I thinking of team success?
Probably.
And
yeah.
he closes out games. He's bad in elimination games sometimes, and that carries the narrative. But he's fine.
The deeper the series goes, sometimes the more he struggles, kind of like what we saw in big games this year. If you've got water problems with your building's water and wastewater pump system, visit pumpmanphilly.com. Pumpman Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow.
Pump?
There we go.
Are you guys going to fight over this? I'm waiting for it, and
I
it
got
just
the
wasn't
stare
coming.
from Mr. Pumpman in there. I thought he was going to take
Mr.
it.
Pumpman? No. If you're in that chair.
Yeah, I got to say,
Connor,
it's the chair, Connor. Yeah,
chair, Connor.
It's your bad. Okay,
a
little late.
Real quick, James Harden, 137 career playoff games, 23 and a half, 6 assists, 5.5 boards.
Okay, so a little less than what he's been doing in some aspects here. About the same.
The assists are lower because when he was in Houston, he was
the main
scoring
man.
36 points a game sometimes. So, yeah. So, solid.
All right, we'll see how it plays out. This is the John Kincade Show. We are going to hit on some more Sixers. What key matchups are we going to be looking at? And also, Pat has a little bit of a gripe, it seems like, with the Phillies manager. This is the John Kincade Show. Time at the Fanatic, 623. And we got Betfair right here. I told you, Connor. I don't know why you're not paying attention. Well, this baseball season, turn K's into cash and big hits into big wins with FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge. New customers can step up to the plate with a risk-free first bet up to $1,000. Just sign up, place your first bet, and FanDuel will refund you up to $1,000 back in site credit if you don't win. Look, this Phillies team, they're going to start hitting, okay? Don't be afraid to bet on some home runs by some key individual players. But also, look at the starting pitching because it's been really, really good for the Phillies so far. Maybe you want to go Aaron Nola, the over on strikeouts, something like that. Whatever it is, FanDuel has it for you. See for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Bob to get started with your risk-free first bet up to $1,000. That's promo code Bob. 21 plus and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show. Wow, getting drunk in the morning on 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. The Sixers are set to make a major run at a championship.
And 97.5 The Fanatic has you covered.
Are you kidding me? Join the Mike Missinelli Show today, live from Workhorse Brewing, 250 King Manor Drive in King of Prussia for 97.5 The Fanatic's playoff preview special. Mike, Tyrone, and Jen, along with special guests Mark Jackson, Rich Hoffman, Keith Pompey, and many more will take an in-depth look at what could be a history-making season.
97.5 The Fanatic's playoff preview special. Live today from 2 till 6 at Workhorse Brewing in King of Prussia.
Get complete details at 975thefanatic.com.
Presented by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board.
At 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Sixers fans, I'd like to introduce you to Hauser, the official real estate partner of our Philadelphia 76ers. They believe real estate is broken, and they're on a fast break to disrupt the industry. Commissions are outrageously high, service is poor, and there's been no innovation for the last 50 years. Until now. Let me tell you about Hauser. They're a disruptor, kind of like what Uber is for transportation. They're bringing so many new things to market that truly benefit you, the customer. Flat fee listings that put equity back in your pocket. Salaried agents who are local experts that truly have your back. Sellers, want to save thousands or get a guaranteed cash offer on your home? Hauser can do that. Buyers, tired of losing homes you love to other buyers? Use Hauser's Cash to make an all-cash, slam dunk of an offer on the home you love. Hauser is backed by game-changing technology, has the best reviews in the industry, and is now the official real estate partner of the 76ers. Check them out at Hauser.com. That's HOUWZER.com. Hauser.com.
I hate Steven Singer.
I get that a lot.
You know why?
Why?
Because unless I buy my gifts from Steven Singer Jewelers, my wife isn't satisfied.
So, how can I help you?
Well, how do you get away with advertising real roses you don't throw in the trash in a week?
They're my famous roses, dipped in pure 24-karat gold. They last forever.
Sounds expensive.
They start at just $59. Each one comes in a premium color and is shipped in our signature gift box with a love message from you.
Do I have to water it?
Nope, it's a real rose, and it's preserved in pure gold.
All right. How do I get one?
Easy. Just go to IHateStevenSinger.com.
Shipping.
Free in time for Mother's Day, but don't wait.
What if she hates my personal love message?
Just pick one from our online list.
Just click on IHateStevenSinger.com to see the entire collection of real roses dipped in 24-karat gold. No matter how you feel about Steven Singer, she'll love it.
Do you still hate me?
Absolutely.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless. Now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PC and tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
Carrie, can you make sure Ada's cleaned up?
Restaurant Week has Sanjay's tables jam-packed.
Can somebody please refill the...
He needs more servers to keep these new customers coming back.
Let's keep these tables turning as fast as possible, okay? Gonna need to hustle.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Napa know-how. At Napa, we've got more ways to keep you mobile with huge deals on Mobil 1 motor oil. Right now, get a 5-quart bottle of Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil for just $29.95. Or get $5 back when you buy a 5-quart bottle of any Mobil 1 motor oil and a Napa Platinum filter. So wherever you're going and whatever you're driving, Napa helps you stay mobile.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations, does not include taxes and fees. Advertised sales price not available in some states. Offer ends 4/30/2022.
From installing a smart garage door opener, to installing a bathroom faucet, to removing a tree, the Home Depot believes you can do anything especially the things we have how-to guides for. Visit HomeDepot.com for thousands of tips, workshops, and ideas for projects, big and small. The Home Depot app. How doers get more done.
Hey there, casino fans. I'm here to let you know that the new BetRivers.com casino app is here. It's got lots and lots of exciting slots and table games to play, fast payouts, and a rewards program you'll love. Plus, with award-winning customer service, the excitement never stops. So get ready, casino lovers, to experience the BetRivers.com difference you can trust. It's a whole new game. Download it today.
Presented by Rivers Casino, Philadelphia. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Philly Pretzel Factory wants you to make sure you mark your calendars because everyone's favorite day is coming up. It's National Pretzel Day. National Pretzel Day is Tuesday, April 26th. And to celebrate, Philly Pretzel Factory is giving one free pretzel to every customer who stops by. No purchase necessary. Go to PhillyPretzelFactory.com today and find your nearest location. And be sure to stop by on Tuesday, April 26th. Happy National Pretzel Day from Philly Pretzel Factory, the official soft pretzel of the Philly sports fan.
Jamie Lynch here. We've all spent a ton of time at home lately. Have you noticed those drafty windows, maybe a leaky roof, a dated-looking room, or a deck that has seen better days? Well, my guys at S&S Remodeling want to help you out. S&S has a 69-year track record of craftsmanship at fair prices. S&S Remodeling has been owned by the Subers family for 4 generations, so let their family take care of your family home. They're taking care of my home this spring. Go to ssremodeling.com for a free quote or call 610-936-8382. S&S Remodeling, making customers happy since 1953.
Now through April 14th, join a clean and spacious Planet Fitness for $1 down and only $10 a month. With tons of equipment and free fitness training, it's the perfect place for everybody to work out.
Even me, Mr. I can't sleep at night, so I keep dozing off during the day.
Especially you, Snoozy. You'll rest easier and feel fit-tacular.
Wait, how did you get in here?
Join in club or at planetfitness.com. $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Hurry, deal ends April 14th. See club for details.
Listen to 97.5 The Fanatic everywhere. On Alexa at 975thefanatic.com, the Fanatic app, and now on Odyssey. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
We are reinventing what sports talk radio can be. Whether we improve it remains to be seen.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show. No John Kincade today. He will be back tomorrow. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, and Connor Thomas. We got Heavy Chevy Mike back there manning the YouTube. And I got to tell you that the 6 a.m. hour, it's brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White is here for the pro. So, Sixers coming up, James, Saturday night. You're confident. Pat and Jamie are, Pat and Connor are overly confident, which is fine.
Why are we overly confident?
Well, you said it's no
overly
question
makes
about
it sound like we shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I don't think so.
They're a minus 180 series favorite.
We'll find out if we're overly confident.
Is overly confident not a good term to? I think
overly confident is it's like, oh, that's adorable. Like you I take a little bit as an insult.
Is it wrong for me to say they're overly confident after they just said they're not worried at all about this?
Probably not.
It's close.
It's
not worried at all.
I think because it's coming from you
downplaying the Raptors a little,
knowing how you feel about the series. You saying
could
we're
be. That's why
overly
I'm
confident. I take it as like, well, it's cute. You think that it's cute. You think that they have no shot at it, but.
I didn't. That's funny. I didn't think of it like that at all. I think of it, and I don't mean it as a derogatory way when I say you're overly confident.
Well, that's how I took it.
Your confidence is overboard. Your confidence is.
And if it's like a 6-game series dogfight that Jamie's talking about, then we were 100% overly confident.
But when you say not a worry at all, I think is what one of you said.
I did. Yeah.
I
said it on my chest.
That implies to me at most 5 games.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I'm with you, Pat.
I think at most 5 games.
Wow.
Maybe you're right. Maybe because I think this is going to be a tug-of-war series that I do think you're overly confident. Maybe I'm derogatory.
I would like to remind you gentlemen, because it's just us, here. No one else is listening.
We're going 7, Bob.
I would like to remind you that I was sitting in this exact seat when I said an identical phrase to the Hawks series. So what the hell do I know?
I had the Sixers beating the Hawks in 5 also last year.
Yeah, I think I did too, and maybe I've learned from that. But the Raptors are much better than the Hawks.
You've grown.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Hawks
but it's
had
the
a better
playoffs.
individual player, but the Raptors are a better team with a better coach.
But the scary thing is it's the playoffs. And when it's the playoffs...
The Hawks were the playoffs, too, if you remember, Bob.
Now, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. When those things happen, you can't just say better team, better team. It just, as we saw last year, it doesn't play out that way. Now, Doc Rivers had a quote after yesterday's practice that kind of made me a little bit nervous. And here it is. This team, I like us. I said that earlier. I like our team. We have work to do, which always concerns you going into the playoff. Making that statement, and I will say that. But I feel like, now this is what hung me up a little bit, but I feel like if we can get this right, we've got a chance. What I can't tell you is if we are or not yet. There's still all these question marks. If we change, if we get better, if we can get this right. Why does it seem like every time we go into a Sixers playoffs, things aren't righted, the rotations aren't set, health is an issue. Every single time over the last 3-4 years, it seems like you go into the playoffs with more questions than answers.
That doesn't bother me because what team is speaking in absolutes right now? Even the Phoenix Suns are right? Like if Monty Williams is talking about it, if things go our way, if we play Sun style of basketball, I mean it's if season, right? I mean nobody's cocky right now because they all know how hard it is.
Like I'm only cocky with the first round, but after that, I think every single series I'm going to be sitting there.
He's
terrified.
right.
Yeah, he goes on to say, but I do believe if we get it right, if we get the right guys comfortable, I think we can be very difficult to beat.
Yeah, I agree with him.
Yeah, that to me, that's
just the comfort thing I wish was already there.
To me, that's a cookie cutter quote before the playoffs.
No, see, I didn't see it as that. And
but did you not see it as that because of the fact that Doc has had playoff struggles in the past, and it reared its ugly head last year?
It wasn't Doc so much as it was this Sixers team. Like I said, why does it always seem like Joel Embiid gets a broken face at the end of the year one year and gets healthy just for the playoffs? It seems like every year rotation is a concern, health is a concern, and now we have him talking about if we get it right. I don't know. It's overly concerning to me, but
they have to get a lot right. I mean, they have to be a better rebounding team. They have to be a better transition team. They need a Shake Milton to step up and play above or at a consistent enough level that you feel comfortable with. You need Paul Reed, one, to be given the chance to play over DeAndre Jordan, or DeAndre Jordan to show up. Like, even if it's just 8 minutes. You know, I was looking at the minutes per game in playoffs. 40 minutes is going to be a lot for Joel.
Yeah.
That's going to be pretty taxing. I mean, that's up there with the most minutes ever in NBA history. So there are a lot of questions. And so when Doc says that, I go, yeah, I mean, that's all right. That doesn't bother me at all. Because
Okay.
I don't like somebody speaking in absolutes this time of the year.
Well, I didn't expect absolutes, but just the talk of getting it right, figuring stuff out. And it has nothing to do with Doc, or it really, to me, has to do with the years of Sixers past. And yeah, last year was one with Doc, but other ones, I don't know. I just get this annoying feeling going into the playoffs that things are never right yet, and they're still trying to figure things out when they should have already been figured out.
Yeah, that's something that's always annoyed me with the past couple of years is the back door that Sixers fans give ourselves of, well, this team's only played fill in the blank how many games. And it seemed like for the past 6 years, ever since they've quote bought in, and tried to compete, and they've made moves, it has constantly been the excuse of this team's only played 19 games. This team's only played 20 games. This team, and I'm sick of it.
It's been
I'm
5 years in a row of that.
It really has, and I'm tired of it. But with this situation,
and guess what? It's probably going to be different next year too.
Yeah, it probably will be. Now I wonder how many teams don't have that. I mean, if you're contending, you're probably buying a little bit the deadline, and you're probably working those guys into a rotation. But for me, hearing that, it does make a little bit of sense, though. James Harden hasn't played with these guys a ton. I think he still is kind of getting used to them a little bit. So while I hate it, it does hold a little bit of weight this year.
CNC Heating and Air Conditioning, your local and still family-owned and operated experts for 50 years, proudly servicing Bucks and Montgomery counties. Visit cc-hvac.com. Now, we talked about Pascal Siakam a little bit. Is he the guy that scares you most for the Toronto Raptors? Because he's not mine.
Fred VanVleet is a pain in the ass.
He's mine.
Yeah. VanVleet is yours?
Yeah, he's mine.
But
Totally mine.
Siakam's probably my biggest, yeah.
Yeah?
He's been averaging like 28 points a game for like 2.5 months, 3 months now. He's elevated his game.
Now, he's a guy that I think the Sixers will key on, a guy that, as you said, Jamie, is very hot. So I think your defensive schemes might be geared towards him. But, Connor, VanVleet scares the hell out of me because he's a really good three-point shooter, and the Sixers are really bad at covering the three-point shot.
Well, the good news is their best perimeter defender can't play in Canada, so that definitely helps him out too. Like, no, you're absolutely right. The defense of the three-point shooting is going to be an issue in this series, and Fred VanVleet, I think, is still league-wide, despite the career he's put together and being on a championship team in the past. He's still underrated in that aspect, I feel like, by some opposing fan bases. He's going to be a nightmare, especially with Matisse Thybulle not out there, and especially when you have to take like one of your better, I guess your next better perimeter defenders in Tobias Harris and put him on Pascal Siakam. It's going to be tough. I'm more scared of Siakam just because I think he's the more versatile, better player, but those guys are going to give the Sixers headaches.
Yeah, three-point shooters against the Sixers just scare the hell out of me. And Gary Trent Jr., if he gets going also from the outside, I
like him.
Yeah, me too. I just think the Sixers have to go some zone in this series, especially like Pat, you brought up. Matisse Thybulle obviously not going to be able to play when the games are in Toronto.
That was Connor.
Oh, Connor.
I gotta give credit to Connor.
That's Pat. Yeah, I just don't know what I don't know what they can do defensively to slow these guys down when you have a slow-footed defense, which is kind of what the Sixers have.
They have 5 guys averaging over 15 a game. So, we talk about our 4 that are pretty solid. They have 5 that are pretty solid. Scotty Barnes averaged 15 a game on the year. OG, 17. Gary Trent, 18. VanVleet, 20. Pascal, 22. Now, the problem with that is if a Sixers are cold, if a James Harden goes cold, or Tobias Harris is irrelevant, which he tends to kind of disappear into sometimes, that can kill the Sixers. The Raptors have 5 guys that are pretty consistent, all in that same area of production. So it's a little more in their favor in terms of steadiness, whereas the Sixers, I think, can run a little hot and cold more than the Raptors can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that concerns me a little bit, and to me, that's probably good for 2 games at least.
Let's get Philly J up here in Washington. Philly J, how you doing? You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, how y'all doing?
Good.
Yeah, I just want to touch on something that Pat was saying when y'all was talking about some the team always got to figure out. They keep remaking the team mid-season all the time. If we could just go into a season with an already made team. But how many remakes during the regular season have the Sixers done over the last 3 or 4 years? Like,
it's crazy.
I've never seen a franchise who constantly shape shifts like they the Girl Species movie back in the mid-90s. You know what I'm saying?
What a pull.
Is that Natasha?
Yeah, Natasha Hedberg.
Yeah, Philly J.
What a pull.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know that scene.
Like they constantly do it all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it next year. You know what I'm saying?
It's the norm.
Yeah.
It is now.
Thanks, Philly J. Appreciate it. I'm okay with that. That's okay. You can go through a season and get to the trade deadline or.
But they've done it in drastic ways.
They have. It's not
minor
just
tweaks.
tooling. No,
it's Jimmy Butler and Josh Richardson and Al Horford
and Ersan Ilyasova
and Tobias
and
Harris,
Marco Bellinelli,
and now James Harden.
To defend them this season a little bit. I don't think
this season
they don't want to.
They didn't have a choice.
Yeah,
and in the seasons past, a lot of it was trying to get the right roster around Ben Simmons, and that was a major reason why they kept tweaking, and they had to figure out a way to cover up his, holes in his game.
It's just not I don't know. It's not the nice flow that I want going into a play. Like if you look at that Toronto team, Jamie, you just mentioned all the diversity that they have and the way they share the ball and all. Like that's a good feeling going into a playoff. I just don't have that good flowing feeling going into this playoff against this Toronto team.
I know I keep talking about it, but the Tobias Harris thing has me a little shook.
Yeah, I mean, 100%.
Scotty Barnes since the trade with James Harden, Scotty Barnes averages more points per game than Tobias Harris. Like, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
It was supposed to.
That's a problem.
Supposed to work the opposite, right? Like, Harden comes in and he was supposed to write Tobias Harris. He was supposed to get him to the Tobias Harris that we thought we were getting when we signed him to that max extension, or at least close to it. And in fact, it's had the adverse effect. It's been bad.
Yeah. I'm just concerned going into the series. I think the Sixers win it, and we're going to give our predictions on Friday.
But it's going to be hard.
I just think this is going to be a really, really difficult series. Staples stores, they're a new world of possible with innovative tools for small business and remote workers and learners. Explore more at your local Staples store or staplesconnect.com. Now, Pat, you were a little ticked off last night at the Phillies manager, I think.
This is Pat's point of view. Here's Pat.
My point of view.
That's yours, not nobody else's.
Coach just took it upon himself, by the way, to change. Like, I had a song, and he just decided, you know what? We don't like that song.
We can change everything around. Coach is off all week.
Good point.
We can do anything
we're going
we
back
want.
to my song. It's back to thrice.
Yes.
Yeah, so the lineup comes out yesterday. Now, you've got Scherzer on the mound. You've got Aaron Nola. I hate the Mets, but who's that matchup probably favoring?
Probably the Mets.
Yeah, a little bit, right? So it was, in my opinion, imperative that you win yesterday's game. You've got a guy on the mound that I think all of Philadelphia just found out he existed that day.
Tyler McGill?
Yeah, sure. We'll pretend that that's a name. So this is the lineup he comes out with. Schwarber, JT Realmuto, Bryce Harper, Nick Castellanos, Rhys Hoskins, Didi. Okay, that's legit. Bryson Stott at second. Johan Camargo at third. Simon Muzziotti in center. Bro, you just punted.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not surprised all that much that offense didn't really muster anything. Now, as I said, the first 6 names in there should have gotten something going, but Bryson Stott is yet to play his natural position of shortstop because Joe Girardi has this I can't quit you mentality with Didi Gregorius, which thank you very much for the double the other night that, got them the go-ahead run. I appreciate it. He's hitting 200. Bryson Stott should have been in the lineup. I would have liked to see Alec Boehm in the lineup because he had yet to record an out. He had done nothing but get on base to that point. You put Johan McCargo in, fine, but he's a defensive replacement. He shouldn't have gotten the start. And then you throw a guy in Simon Muzziotti, who only got called up because of injury purposes, from Double-A. So what the hell are you doing? That lineup to me was frustrating as all you know what. Bryson Stott only playing third and second is the most Phillies thing in the world. This guy comes up, shortstop, finally makes the major leagues. You're third and you're second.
Made a nice play in the field last night.
He did. That's beyond the point, though.
No,
I want these guys as comfortable as possible, but I also want this lineup to be as deadly as possible. Now, once again, for the third time, the 1 through 6 guys should have been able to muster something going on. This isn't all on the back end, but looking at the back end of that lineup, I went, that's an easy stretch. And this was a lineup that was supposed to have 0 easy stretches. So yeah, I got beef with Joe Girardi so far with some of these lineups.
I would say it's our first beef on him this year so far, right? There's nothing else that he's done. Yeah. I know it's but I don't think there's anything else he's done so far.
Well,
but
don't worry. Odubel had a rehab start in Clearwater yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, so I saw that. I'm going to bed. I see he went, I think, 0 for 4 Clearwater. And I just thought, once again, what was the point? Because now he's going to come back, and we're going to shoehorn him into the lineup.
Well,
when nobody wants to see Odubel Herrera.
Yeah, but Mickey Moniak's still unproven, and Matt Vierling might.
I hate that Moniak got hurt.
Yeah, it sucks. It really does. But I mean, Odubel is a safety net for those other two. They're still unproven. We have no idea if either of them can play.
But now at center field, you've gotten on base one time at that position all year, and it was a walk by Matt Vierling. He hadn't had a hit on the year, so
it's not good.
I'll take Odubel over that right now.
Yeah, you have a caller's a point. But we all said before the season that going in, this lineup was so good that you could probably quote unquote suffer through the growing pains of either a Vierling or a Moniak in center. but that didn't take into account that Johan McCargo would be playing third base.
You call him McCargo? Isn't it Camargo?
That's what I said.
I thought you said McCargo.
If I messed it up, we'll just throw it in Friday's segment.
Let it go.
We'll throw it in Friday's segment. No problem.
I hear you.
I don't know baseball, but yeah, I just when that lineup came up, I kind of rolled my eyes at it.
I was there too, but I thought, all right, 1 through 6 should be fine, and then 7, 8, 9, who cares? But you're right, Pat. It was. Yeah, that's a game you really want to win after you have Scherzer going today. Before you have Scherzer going. Today.
Yeah, and I'm not necessarily pointing at that as the reason they lost, but I definitely
they could have been better.
Am I bringing this up had they won? I'm probably bringing it up, but I'm not as angry about it. But I felt like they just kind of let one go yesterday with this lineup.
Usually Jamie's the one that lets one go.
No, that's not.
I thought about it. What? Flipping it on you, and I went, no, be the bigger person.
Yeah.
Let it be. And then you pounce all over it.
That's not right.
The John Kincade Show wants to thank everyone for listening. Every hour of every day next week during our show, we will be giving away $50 gas cards to our listeners just to say thanks for listening. It's all being made possible by our friends at H&H Heating and Air Conditioning. For fast, friendly, and local HVAC service, visit DelcoHVAC.com. Talking about
genuine Bob Cooney gas in those tanks.
You don't need to talk during the show, Connor. You're producing that.
No, I think that was a dynamite drop in Monty.
Frank in Philly wants to talk about the Silent Bats. What's going on, Frank?
Pat just stole all my shine, but okay. Joe Girardi lost that game. We should have had everyone start, all our starters, win that game. We win the series. But my other question, where's Kincade at? He's resting again. He's on vacation. Talking about time off.
Load management.
It's load management, Frank. Appreciate
Frank,
that.
we got to get him ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a playoff run here.
You know,
we already clinched a playoff spot.
John has a daughter who's a senior in high school who he's missed pretty much all of her senior year in high school being up here, and his family's still down in Atlanta. So they had an event this morning that was really important to them, and he went down to, as he rightfully should, and we're glad that he did. He went down to spend some time with his family, and he'll be back tomorrow. So
yeah, I think it's lost on some people sometimes that this is a guy who's been without his family since he's come up here, which is, I mean, over a year now. So
yeah, it's pretty rough.
He's literally flying down for less than 24 hours to do an event with her, and then he'll be back. But I couldn't do it.
No, and John and I are close to the same age, and I have kids the same age as his daughter. I couldn't imagine being away for as long as he's been away. And yeah, does he get the frequent visit? Not even frequent. Does he get to get down there every once in a while to visit them? My God, if the guy wants to fly back and forth every day, he should be able to. So we're going to talk more Sixers coming up here on the John Kincade Show. We're going to talk about James Harden a little bit more. Jamie said he wasn't the top of his concern list yesterday. I think maybe it's more at the top of mine, closer to the top with me. And Jamie also likes something that I don't think a lot of us do. I checked in on it a little bit last night, but not a whole lot. But Jamie's going to let us know what that is. This is the John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Yesterday, I finally got to christen my new riding mower from my friends at Lawn and Golf Supply Company in Phoenixville. And all of a sudden, I'm saying I love yard work because I ended up saving myself about 2.5 hours, no lie. My wife got home and said, you're already done? And I said, yep. My new Club Cadet XT1 riding mower has my yard looking like the best on the block. No matter what I or you need, it just takes one call to Lawn and Golf Supply Company in Phoenixville. They're the experts when it comes to all of your outdoor power equipment needs. The best part, with my new dealer exclusive equipment, I can knock out the yard work in no time and take back my weekends. Plus, I never have to worry about my equipment breaking down because one call to Lawn and Golf and they'll arrange to pick it up, bring it back to their service shop, and deliver it back to you ready to go. And it's not too late to beat the rush. If you have any brand of mower or any outdoor power equipment, I'm already eyeing up some weed whackers and new blowers, you need to get service. Call Lawn and Golf Supply Company today. Fanatic listeners, get 10% off service when you mention my name. You'll get 10% off just telling them that you heard about it here on The Fanatic. So check them out at lawn-golf.com. Lawn and Golf Supply Company. Everything turf.
The John Kincade Show.
They're like the family from hell on acid that's on steroids.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. Getting a roof isn't easy. Not only can the cost be intimidating, it's not a fun home improvement purchase. It's not like a new kitchen or a deck. It's a roof. But if you need one, you need one. So don't bother with contractors who don't call you back. Trust me when I say call New Look Home Design. They've been around for years in multiple markets, not just here in Philadelphia. They offer virtual estimates and same-day in-person estimates. They'll give you line-by-line pricing, so there are no hidden fees. They provide a 3D rendering of what your roof would look like. To top it off, when you buy a new roof, you pay half later, and the other half never. Now through April 30th, save 50% on roofing materials and qualify for interest-free financing. Call them today for your same-day estimate. 800-279-5300. That's 800-279-5300. Online at newlookhomedesign.com. That's NULookHomedesign.com. And tell them Andrew sent you.
Sixers fans, I'd like to introduce you to Hauser, the official real estate partner of our Philadelphia 76ers. They believe real estate is broken, and they're on a fast break to disrupt the industry. Commissions are outrageously high, service is poor, and there's been no innovation for the last 50 years. Until now. Let me tell you about Hauser. They're a disruptor, kind of like what Uber is for transportation. They're bringing so many new things to market that truly benefit you, the customer. Flat fee listings that put equity back in your pocket. Salaried agents who are local experts that truly have your back. Sellers, want to save thousands or get a guaranteed cash offer on your home? Hauser can do that. Buyers, tired of losing homes you love to other buyers? Use Hauser's cash to make an all-cash, slam dunk of an offer on the home you love. Hauser is backed by game-changing technology, has the best reviews in the industry, and is now the official real estate partner of the 76ers. Check them out at Hauser.com. That's HOUWZER.com. Hauser.com.
Let me be real with you people. The casino games on my Caesars Casino app are real. The slots are real. The blackjack is real. It's just like you're in a casino for real, which is awesome. But if I'm going to be real, you can't feed other players to the Tigers when they win, and I miss that. So download the Caesars Casino app.
Download Caesars Casino app. Must be 21. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Where are those receipts?
Tax day is nearly here.
I held on to those.
And Chanel is stressing.
Why do I always wait to the last minute?
Her small business needs a bookkeeper to crunch some big numbers.
All these spreadsheets make my head spin. None of this adds up.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
CSX, a growing Fortune 500 logistics company, has immediate openings for freight train conductors. If you're looking for a rewarding career offering paid training at nearly $25 per hour, competitive benefits, and you share a passion for great service, apply today at csx.com/careers. That's csx.com/careers. CSX, committed to supporting military and veteran families and their communities. CSX is an equal opportunity employer.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to dissipate heat and friction and reduce wear. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $33.99. Try Syntec today, exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's Ford Truck Month. Now's the time to get a great deal on the only trucks built Ford tough. Work or play, get after it in a new Ford F-150 or Super Duty truck. Get a Ford Maverick or get after any adventure in a Ford Ranger pickup. Take advantage of our best offers on the full Ford lineup of trucks. But you better get going. These deals won't last. Get to Ford Truck Month. Maverick has limited availability. See dealer for inventory stock.
When it comes to cybersecurity, the biggest threats don't always strike the biggest targets. So help safeguard your small business with Comcast Business Security Edge. It's advanced security that continuously scans for threats and helps protect every connected device on the largest, fastest, reliable network with speeds up to 10 gigs to the most small businesses. So switch today and get cutting-edge speed with advanced security and be ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Comcast Business Internet required. Other restrictions apply.
Look, the Phillies offense is due. I mean, they haven't hit a home run in a little bit now, so I think today they're going to break out of it. And if they do, you could win big on BetMGM because they have a great offer for new customers. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to hop on over to BetMGM.com or the BetMGM app, and when you register and they ask you for a bonus code, you simply type in Pat Egan 200. Then you make a $10 money line wager on any MLB game. I personally would pick the local team, but any game will do. And when either of the two teams in that game hits a home run, regardless of your bet's outcome, you'll win $200 in free bets. It's that simple. Plus, $200, you could do a lot with that. You can bet it on a long shot. You could bet it on a parlay boost. You could do a one-game parlay. You could bet on a futures bet because BetMGM has it all. That's why they're the king of sportsbooks. But to get in on this Major League Baseball offer, you have to register using the promo code PatEgan200. Then don't forget, place a $10 moneyline wager on any MLB game. And when the first ball leaves the yard, you just won big. $200 in free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. New Jersey and Pennsylvania only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Awards issued non-eligible free bets or site credit. Free bets expire within 7 days of issuance. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Home of 76ers basketball and Flyers hockey.
Plug in.
97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Thank God this is radio, or you'd have to be looking at my face.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, Connor Thomas. We're getting it done today, 7 a.m. hour. It's brought to you by the all-new Bet Parks app, sportsbook and casino in one sleek, easy-to-use app in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Also want to remind you today, that's right, we're going to be doing a Sixers playoff preview. Join the Mike Missinelli Show today live from Workhorse Brewing. That's 250 King Manor Drive in King of Prussia for the Fanatics playoff preview special. Mike, Tyrone, and Jen, along with some guests. Myself, I will be there along with Mark Jackson, Rich Hoffman, Keith Pompey, Anthony Gargano, Devon Givens, and a whole lot more. We'll take an in-depth look at the upcoming Sixers playoffs. Get complete details at 97.5thefanatic.com. It's all being presented by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board and 97.5 The Fanatic. Let's dig a little deeper into this Sixers series. And Jamie, yesterday, I guess it was yesterday or the day before, Kevin Durant, whose team the Nets won last night over Cleveland.
Yes, they did.
Kevin Durant had some interesting things to say about one Joel Embiid.
Yeah, look, I think we all have admitted that he's probably not going to win the MVP, but you can make the case for Giannis himself and Jokic. They're all deserving, whatever. I'm bummed as a plus 900 ticket holder that I'm going to get hosed, but whatever. This made me feel pretty cool for Joel because I think Kevin Durant's the best basketball player in the world. I think he's probably overtaken LeBron James. You can debate that till the grass grows, for all I care. I just think he's the best. And when I heard him say this about Joel, I really kind of appreciate the friendship they formed because he's the best in the world, in my opinion. Whenever your guy's learning from the best, going at the best, I just think it makes you a better player. So here's what Durant had to say yesterday. There's a lot of players that have been controlled by their narrative. Some of it has been because of the player, and some of it has been about the perception other people have about that player. In Joel's case, more people just like Giannis and Jokic. It's as simple as that. His personality, his story, I guess. As a basketball player, if people look at just the game and what it is on the floor, then that narrative of who you are and your personality, that stuff doesn't really matter or shouldn't matter. Joel probably Joel, they probably just like those guys better. It's not fair. That's how it goes at times. If I had a vote, I would choose Joel. Coming from what I consider the top basketball player in the world, I think that's pretty cool. That not only does he have his back in this, media narrative, because that's what it is. It's a media-controlled vote. You got the top basketball player in the world saying, yeah, no, he's it this year. And when you look back historically at the past 2 seasons that Joel's had, I know Jokic has his historical context too, but for somebody to do what he's done 2 years in a row like this and to not have an MVP for it is probably not right in the sports justice spectrum of things.
Yeah, and it's what I find also cool is the appreciation Kevin Durant has after the two of them went at it.
Yeah.
It wasn't...
But I think they went at it because they're developing a friendship.
Yeah, I think it grew into that.
They have so much mutual respect for each other.
Yeah, but at first I thought it was they were kind of going at each other legitimately. My territory, two alpha dogs going at it. And then I think the respect grew out of that, right? And I think I've seen that a lot with Joel Embiid, where he goes at guys, as we all know. Look, Andre Drummond was one of them. Comes out and says, I own real estate in his head. And then Drummond comes here and he's like, yeah, he's great. I just think his play has gotten so appreciated by his peers, as well it should. But I think it's even grown to a newer level over the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch.
It is.
And that's the only reason I bring it up. It's just that, I think not that he's, needed to make it or anything, but when you got the top player in the world saying, yeah, that dude's the MVP this year, he's come a long way.
Yeah. You go back to the days earlier in the league where it seemed like he had a chip on his shoulder and he was out to prove to everyone, especially peers, of what he was. And it kind of was like, and I remember being around the team at the time, it was like, why is this guy just play? Don't worry about proving yourself to others. But that's always been his MO, and it's probably something that keeps him really fueled moving forward, and this MVP talk is why that's happening.
Yeah, and Durant obviously owns a little bit of the union, and I think it's just eventually going to lead to him being a Sixer. That's all.
I'd be lying if I hadn't thought about it. If I haven't thought about the connection of, wow, he really likes Joel Embiid. He has mutual respect for him. He's comfortable in the city of Philadelphia. He owns the union. Man, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Guy can dream.
I'd take him.
I mean, at one point, I saw Bryce Harper on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I thought, man, it'd be really cool to have that guy. But
it would be cool.
Phillies are too good. They're not going to be able to draft that guy. You know what happened, Jamie?
They got that guy.
They got that guy. So,
yeah.
Damn it, I'm going to dream.
Yeah.
So this all falls on Jim Curtin is what we're saying.
Yeah, come on, Jim.
No pressure. But yes.
I mean, he's the big recruiter.
Look, broker the deal.
Having the best team in the MLS only goes so far. You also have to have the best team in the MLS and get arguably the best player in
and
basketball.
be the best recruiter for the NBA team also.
We're not asking for the world here, Jim.
No, it's not that hard. Just get it done, Jim. My God. All right, we talked a little bit about this yesterday, and Jamie, you said that your concern on James Harden going into this series was way down on the list.
I actually thought about the comments I made yesterday after the show. I have him fourth. Of my Big Five concerns, he's fourth.
Okay. I hear what you're saying, and I'm not on one side or the other, really. I kind of threw it out there to be, what do you guys think on this? Now, he may rise a little bit higher because he is such an important player that
if he goes bad, he's number one. You know what I mean? I just don't think he's going to go poorly. I think he's going to show up.
Yeah, I don't doubt he'll show up. Now, I need him to hit some outside shots. I can't have Nick Nurse being able to scheme a defense that allows his team to take away other things because James Harden isn't shooting well. And I think that's a legitimate possibility.
Sure. I just don't think – I still think James Harden is going to get the respect from defenders at all times.
Yeah.
Even if he's off and struggling, I still don't think they're going to leave him open. They're still going to close out on him. They're still going to know where he is at all times. I still think he has that level of respect from not only Nick Nurse, but from the Raptors.
Yeah, I just think that if I go into a series and I'm looking at James Harden, if I'm Nick Nurse, and I'm saying, wow, he really isn't hitting his step-back three hardly at all, and he's not shooting well from the outside, because it's the playoffs. I'm not the favorite. I'm the underdog. I do a lot of strange things. This is what Nick Nurse does. Defensively, I don't know. I'm backing off. I don't want James Harden to beat me off the dribble, and if I'm not on him, he can't beat me off the dribble. I'm playing off of him for this year. I'm letting him show that he can make outside shots and maybe playing off of him this series. Pat, how much of a concern is Harden for you coming up in this Toronto series?
Not much. I think the new Harden, as Jamie's alluded to, if you want to call it that, is going to show up. I'm a little bit worried about his shooting woes, but I think the fact that I'm not really worried about this Toronto team plays into that. That if he does end up, having a poor shooting series, I'll go into next series way more worried, way more concerned. But this series, nothing really concerns me too much, and that's probably naivete on my part. But it has to do with Joel Embiid, it has to do with Tyrese Maxey, and it has to do with James Harden. Like James Harden being off is still really damn good.
Yeah,
and even when he's not shooting the ball well, he's facilitating really well. He's getting to the rack. You have better refs in the playoffs. That's not to say that, if he's whining and throwing his arms up like he's probably going to do on non-calls, that the refs won't be annoyed by it. But I would like to think that he's going to be able to get to the line at will. So I'm not all that concerned.
David Murphy had a really interesting column yesterday in the Inquirer on James Harden, and saying one of his lines was, and it kind of comes from a commercial, we don't need an old James Harden, we need the old James Harden. But then also in the article, he shows that the point difference, how much better a scoring team the Sixers are. I think it went from 108 to like 115. The scoring differential went from maybe 1.2 points up to 5 point something. So the numbers are there. And Jamie, you said this yesterday, and I agree with you that offensively, there's not a better starting five with James Harden here as far as outscoring your opponents.
No, I mean they're the 1% of offense. They're the top of the league when they're together on the court, and when Joel's off the court and James is on the court, he's putting up great numbers. So, look, his shot is what it is at this point in his career. He's not going to become a 37% three-point shooter again. He probably is that 33% guy. It's fine. It's looked probably uglier than we all accepted, but that's what he is at this point in his career.
All right, you say it's fine. Is it good enough?
That'll be figured out pretty soon.
Yeah, because
I still think it can be, because you have Joel Embiid, and
sure,
he runs a really good point. Like, it was so weird to me. People kind of almost discredit 15 assists. And I understand, when his shot's not dropping, it's a little easier to do that. But Ben Simmons never got to 15 assists in his entire career in Philadelphia. And I feel like James Harden did it like 2 or 3 times in 24 games. So I still think he impacts games in big ways, even if his shot is at 33% from deep. So I think he's smart enough to make up for it, whereas you couldn't maybe with Ben Simmons. So I still think this is a much better offense than what we trotted out in the playoffs last year. So I that's kind of what's ruling my day in terms of they'll win this in 6.
Pat, coaches in the NBA say it all the time. Got to go after the head of the snake of the other team. If you're Nick Nurse, who's the head of the snake of the Sixers that you're going after to try to stop schematically defensively?
I feel like trying to stop Joel Embiid is pointless.
Exactly. So
he's going to get his. So because of that, you have to stop.
You got to get
Harden.
yours, Larry.
And by stopping James Harden, you have to get in passing lanes. You have to frustrate him. It's easier said than done, but you have to stifle him without fouling him. And that's going to be tough, but we've seen what happens when James Harden is getting quote-unquote fouled and they're not calling it. Whether it's an actual foul or not, it gets in his head, and it really irks him. Because of that, combine that with his turnover rates, yeah, if they're able to clog up passing lanes and get to him when he's trying to facilitate, I think it's going to go a long way for the Raptors' success.
Yeah, this series just screams at me. And look, Nick Nurse is a phenomenal defensive coach. And talking to people throughout the league, the way he changes up defense is not just game to game, but possession to possession is really admired by people around the NBA. I think you're right, Pat. I think the head of the snake is Joel Embiid. I think he's going to scheme something to go after him. I'm nervous if Embiid isn't hitting it, or not Embiid, James Harden. If Harden isn't hitting his outside shot, it's going to make it that much easier for Nick Nurse to scheme something up, pack in a zone, whatever it may be, scheme something up to take away the head of that snake.
Yeah, I'm a little worried if Harden is struggling, Tobias is playing how Tobias has been playing. Come fourth quarter, they're just forcing the ball to Embiid. I do think at times they rely too much on him in crunch time to get him through it. And we've talked about it, but he's not a closer. He's an incredible player. He probably should win MVP, but he's not really that closer type. And I feel like at times they're force feeding the ball to him because they know that he can get a bucket. And that worries me. I want guys like Tyrese Maxey plays with so much confidence.
Yeah.
I want all of them to play with that much confidence.
But it's different than years past in this. Joel's probably going to be given the chance to close those games. It's weird. When you watch the NBA, when guys are closing a game, it's usually left to a one-on-one situation.
Right.
You don't get that double and triple. With Joel, I think he's a rare exception where Nick Nurse will probably send a double. But last year, think about it. Who did Joel have to kick to? All he had was Seth Curry. Tobias and Ben left him alone last year in that Hawks series. Now at least he's got Tyrese and James. James, say what you want, drop it or not, he's going to shoot it.
Yeah.
And Tyrese is a willing scorer, and he's not afraid of anything. He's going to try. And then you have Tobias as that third option. So if they do double Joel, this could be his playoffs where he becomes that clutch player. If it's not, I think he's got more options than he's had in the past.
I forget the coach, and it might have been an assistant coach. We were talking about closing games when I was interviewing them, and specifically talking about Joel Embiid. And he had a great line. And he said, closing a game, you can close a game with a great pass.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid gets triple teamed. If he sees it coming, he can close a game with 10 seconds to go in a game by jumping over that or whatever and finding a cutting Tyrese Maxey or Tobias Harris. That's a closing play.
One of the most famous Jordan stories ever is him telling John Paxson, be there and shoot it. You're going to be open. And sure enough, Jordan, it's one of his most famous plays. He finds John Paxson. John Paxson knocks it down, and they go on to a title. Yeah. I think that might have been their first title. That play.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think so.
That might have been 93.
Yeah.
So you can close with a pass. If you get enough attention where a defense collapses on you, make the right pass, and it's probably ball game.
Absolutely. Martin Law, Philly's original law firm for injured workers. Schedule a free consultation today at paworkinjury.com. Now, something happened last night. Jamie loved it, and it is a linchpin.
This is the linchpin.
I like the NBA play-in tournament. I'll say it.
I'll say it, and I'm not going to deny it.
I feel like everybody hates it just for the sake of hating it. And I'm sure Pat's going to hate it because he's got that natural hate and blood in his body.
I know, right?
Wow.
He's sitting right there today.
I did nothing to you, and I'm getting this?
Do you hate it?
No, it's whatever. To me, it's a waste of time.
Sounds like... you kind of hate it. It's whatever. It's a waste of time.
This is different this year because Brooklyn's in it. I would say 9 times out of 10, it is a complete waste of time. Who's ever winning these play-in tournament games, they're getting smoked in the first round anyway.
But like the Wolves Clippers last night, the Wolves beat them. Patrick Beverley's telling the Clippers to take their ass back to LA on a long flight.
How about that? Yeah. He comes out, I effing told you after and he got in foul trouble early, and so did Cat last night. Minnesota looked very shaky at the beginning of that game.
Yeah, and Brooklyn, Cleveland's cool. And I think Atlanta, Charlotte's kind of fun. You get LaMelo Ball versus Trae Young, and I think that's kind of an intriguing game, too. I think the play-in tournaments work. I do. I think Adam Silver nailed it.
Look, I watched, as much. Brooklyn got up like 15. It was like 35-20 or something, and I thought, this is going to be a blowout. So I totally concentrated on the Phillies. I didn't even switch during commercials. Then I went back to it, and Cleveland made it a closer game.
Yeah.
They got it a little...
They covered.
Yeah.
They were 9-point dogs.
Okay.
They lost by 7.
Yeah. So... that was that, and yes, it is Brooklyn, and you want to scout them as much as you can and see what's going on with them. But I thought the biggest takeaway that I got out of that Brooklyn game last night was, what the hell was Ben Simmons wearing on the sideline?
You look like a leprechaun.
I mean, long sleeves and then
don't
the
worry.
short shorts.
The report yesterday was that he's walking around the facility feeling like Jordan. His confidence is back.
I think they meant DeAndre Jordan.
They meant Montel Jordan.
Oh, this is how we do it.
Yeah. So I like the NBA play-in tournaments, and it had me thinking also. I noticed something in baseball this past week, and I think they actually got right, too. I like the umpires announcing to the crowd on the PA their decisions and their rulings. I think that's a small wrinkle that...
Oh, because before they just pointed, like home run or get the second or whatever?
Now they explain the call over the PA, and I think that just, hooks the fans in a little more there. So I think that's a good job, too. Any other rule changes jump out to you recently that you agree with, that you like? Because I think Adam Silver and Rob Manfred nailed those two.
I like that the National League went to the DH.
Yeah, that's the big one for me.
Yeah.
Not having to watch pitchers bat.
Not even try.
It's such a waste of time. It was a waste of time. Even the guys that pride themselves on being good hitting pitchers, like Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler wants to bat. That's cool. I want to be a pro hockey player. So sometimes you're just not good at it.
Could be. Just
probably
not.
not.
Jeff Singer, dude.
That's a good point. I could be the Jeff Singer of hockey. It just takes one scout, Bobby.
Flyers need a locker room guy.
But it's pretty brutal. It's pretty brutal to watch. So the fact that they finally adopted the DH is great. I'm trying to think of other rules though.
Yeah. Nothing really.
Like hockey.
Like the 17. You could even put in the 17 game NFL change. You could do.
I do like that.
The overtime change in the NFL. Now, we haven't seen that one play out.
But we will. Yeah.
But I think theoretically that one's good.
That's only in the playoffs, though, right?
Yeah, it's only in the playoffs.
I don't like that. Like, the playoffs should have the exact same rules for the most part as
the regular season.
Now, I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth here because in hockey, you go to a shootout. I don't want a playoff game in hockey to end in a shootout. I do like the fact that you can have 5 overtimes. It makes for epic games. You don't want that in the regular season.
Flyers Penguins, Primo's the most famous
prime example, right? Like it's
Flyers game of my
awesome.
life, probably.
I'm in the minority. Like I actually like the fact that it goes 3-on-3 and then shootout. I would like 4-on-4, 3-on-3 and then shootout, but whatever. But if for football, I want both teams to touch the ball.
Yeah,
I don't like the
wish
fact
they
that
would have done it regular season too. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. April's National Donate Life Month. People everywhere are helping others by signing up as organ donors. Sign up at organdonor.gov. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. All right, so during our last break, Connor decided to call up some stats, our own Connor Thomas.
He's not just sitting back there pushing buttons.
Oh, no, he's looking himself up. So, Connor, what'd you come up with?
I didn't technically look myself up. I looked
Really?
And I just happened to be on the statistics.
He stumbled upon it.
Stumbled upon a men's league statistics.
Back there in 2015. And there's a nice little screenshot of me, 3 spots ahead of one Jeff Singer in the strikeout rankings in the Rancocas Valley Men's Baseball League back in 2015.
How about that? You missed your calling.
I don't know. I think my calling is right in this spot. I didn't have that. He had almost as many strikeouts as me in like a third of the innings.
So you don't recall hearing about some guy in the league that's throwing like 94, 95?
It's a competitive league. There were guys that were touching low 90s, but he only threw 10 innings in that league that year. So
he was, hey, I know a buddy. Do we need a guy?
Exactly. He was probably in a more competitive collegiate league or something like that, and then he wanted to get extra work and came back and tossed some innings.
Are you going to be down at the park again today?
Yeah, I'll be down there.
All right, you got to stop by and see him, right?
Might have to.
Yeah.
Might have to.
You definitely have to catch up.
You got to show him the screenshot.
I would if I was you.
Yeah. Jeff.
Connor's going to introduce him, and Jeff's going to be like, oh, okay, come on, cool.
You're another guy I played against in the Rancocas Valley League.
Jeff, is there any advice I can give you? Back in 2015, I was ahead of you here.
Those 3 extra strikeouts could be the difference.
Hey, usually the bad pitchers end up making really good pitching coaches, so maybe Connor could give them some advice.
Yeah, might be. Connor, could be your calling.
I'm pretty happy right here.
Yeah, so Jeff Singer called up to the Phillies yesterday.
Really cool story.
Pretty cool story. Yeah, check it out today. There's a really good story about it in the Inquirer today, trying to figure out by Matt Breen. So check that out, Division III player who came up through the Rancocas Valley League, much like our own Connor Thomas. All right, when we get back here on the John Kincade Show, a little closer look at Doc Rivers and how he's feeling going into this playoff series, not just against the Toronto Raptors, but how he feels about his own team. And Pat's a little bit worried, which isn't uncommon, but we're going to see exactly what it's about this time. The John Kincade Show here at 97.5 The Fanatic.
The other day, I was watching the Phils, and they went down 3-0, and I thought, you know what, this team's going to win. And then one of the best things about BetMGM is they have the live line betting options. Before the game, the Phillies were favored, but after they dug themselves a 3-0 hole, the Phillies all of a sudden were plus money. So I put some cash on it, and luckily, they won. They had a great comeback in the 8th inning that was started off with a home run. What if I told you by hitting a home run, you could win $200 in free bets, and all you have to do is wager $10 on it? Well, that's what BetMGM has to offer baseball fans today if you register with the King of Sportsbooks. You hop on the app, BetMGM, or you go to the website, betmgm.com, and when you do that, they're going to ask you if you want to enter a bonus code. You type in Pat Egan 200. Then you just place any baseball game you want. Pick one. I would pick the local team, but it's up to you. And place $10 on the money line, either team. Because when either of those two teams hits a home run in that game, regardless of how your bet turns out, you will win $200 in free bets. And then you could see why they are truly the king. They have all the sports. They have great odds boosts. They have the live betting options. They have the parlay selection features. They have it all at BetMGM. But in order to get your $200 in free bets, you have to first, register. Second, enter the promo code PatEgan200. And third, put a $10 moneyline wager on a baseball game. And just wait for the first long ball to leave the yard, and boom, you just won $200 in free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. New Jersey and Pennsylvania only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Words issued and all bets, free bets or site credit. Free bets expire within 7 days of issuance. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The John Kincade Show.
He's a very strange young man.
He's an idiot. Comes from upbringing.
On 97.5 The Fanatic.
Philadelphia.
The Sixers are set to make a major run at a championship.
And 97.5 The Fanatic has you covered.
Are you kidding me?
Join the Mike Missinelli Show today, live from Workhorse Brewing, 250 King Manor Drive in King of Prussia for 97.5 The Fanatic's playoff preview special. Mike, Tyrone, and Jen, along with special guests Mark Jackson, Rich Hoffman, Keith Pompey, and many more will take an in-depth look at what could be a history-making season.
97.5 The Fanatic's playoff preview special. Live today from 2 till 6 at Workhorse Brewing in King of Prussia.
Get complete details at 975thefanatic.com.
Presented by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board.
At 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Natural Lawn of America got me a beautiful green lawn with fewer weeds, using far less chemicals for more than 30 years. You know, Natural Lawn's been creating green lawns quickly, more naturally, and with fewer weeds. Natural Lawn isn't your average cookie-cutter lawn care service. Their certified specialists will assess your lawn and develop a customized treatment plan, feeding your soil with their exclusive organic-based nutrients. Now, this unique approach has reduced chemical use by 85%. That creates a safer lawn for your family and your pets to enjoy. Locally owned and family operated, right here in the Delaware Valley. Trust the leader in organic-based lawn care. Get the results you want and take advantage of their limited-time offer of free seeding every year. Schedule Natural Lawn's full-service program by April 30th, and you'll get free seeding every year. Just call this number. It's 800-FREE-SEED. That's 800-FREESEED. Choose my lawn care company, Natural Lawn of America. Greener grass, fewer weeds, guaranteed.
Paid for by Fidelity.
Today we're talking to Lauren, a financial services associate at Fidelity, about her Series 7 career. So Lauren, we know having your Series 7 is key, but when it comes to your career, what were you looking for that you found with Fidelity?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, I think the big lesson is that I just didn't know what I didn't know. I knew I was looking to find things like great benefits, great technology to better serve clients, though most of all, the resources and a culture of support to help me grow my career. So you start to wonder what your options may be.
Can you tell us a bit more about your Series 7 career with Fidelity?
Yes. So with Fidelity Investments, I found the growth opportunities I was looking for with my Series 7, and also a great culture with a company that puts clients first. This actually helps me achieve something much more powerful than I could have at my past job.
If you're looking to make a switch like Lauren, Fidelity Investments is hiring Series 7 professionals near you. Trade up to a company with the growth opportunities and reputation for putting people first that you'd expect from a large financial firm. Visit branches.fidelitycareers.com. That's branches.fidelitycareers.com. Fidelity is an equal opportunity employer.
Napa know-how.
At Napa, we're helping you knock out your bucket list. Because when you buy a Napa bucket for $4.99 and toss 3 or more items inside, you'll save 20% on your bucket full. So whether your bucket list includes restoring a classic, visiting every state, or saving money on the things to get you there, Napa's got your back and your bucket. Turn your shopping list into a bucket list at Napa.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations, not valid on sale items. Other exclusions apply. Offer ends 4/30/2022.
Welcome to Allstate, where saving on your auto insurance is kind of like a joyride. You, your car, and an open road. Maybe your best friend, too. The music is chill, and so is the traffic. You and your friend both look over at each other, and then he puts his head back out the window. Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click, call, or visit allstate.com to save today.
Allstate and affiliates offer products and services subject to availability, terms, and conditions.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the world is throwing everything it has at you. And to succeed, you need someone to guide you through. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice to help you navigate whatever challenges you're up against and get you safely to where you want to be. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
From installing a smart garage door opener, to installing a bathroom faucet, to removing a tree, the Home Depot believes you can do anything, especially the things we have how-to guides for. Visit HomeDepot.com for thousands of tips, workshops, and ideas for projects, big and small. The Home Depot app. How doers get more done.
O'Reilly.
Need new wiper blades? Not sure which ones to buy? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you options for your specific car and even install them for free. Right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades, plus earn double O-Rewards points. There's no better time to replace your wiper blades. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At the United States Postal Service, we deliver packages fast and affordably, so you can give your customers what they want when they need it. We're delivering for one-stop shops, mom and pops, pop-ups, startups, retail, wholesale, large scale, small biz, big box, customers, customizers. So no matter what business you're in, we'll always be delivering for you. USPS, delivering for America. Learn more at USPS.com/delivering.
Now through April 14th, join a clean and spacious Planet Fitness for $1 down and only $10 a month. With tons of equipment and free fitness training, it's the perfect place for everybody to work out.
Even me, Mr. I can't sleep at night, so I keep dozing off during the day.
Especially you, Snoozy. You'll rest easier and feel fit-tacular.
Wait, how did you get in here?
Join in club or at planetfitness.com. $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Hurry, deal ends April 14th. See club for details.
Nothing hits harder than this. Five-Finger Death Punch. September 15th, Waterfront Music Pavilion. With Megadeth. And special guests, The Who. And Fire from the Gods. On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at LiveNation.com. Part of the Mattress Warehouse concert series. New single Afterlife out now.
Philly Pretzel Factory wants you to make sure you mark your calendars because everyone's favorite day is coming up. It's National Pretzel Day. National Pretzel Day is Tuesday, April 26th. And to celebrate, Philly Pretzel Factory is giving one free pretzel to every customer who stops by. No purchase necessary. Go to phillypretzelfactory.com today and find your nearest location. And be sure to stop by on Tuesday, April 26th. Happy National Pretzel Day from Philly Pretzel Factory, the official soft pretzel of the Philly sports fan.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Remember, when you leave the car, we don't have to leave your morning. Grab that 97.5 app.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Yes, we thank all of you listening on the app. All of our great friends on YouTube, we say hello.
Every one of them. What up, Mopar?
Hope you're all having a great day out there. And just thanks for listening to the John Kincade Show. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, Connor Thomas. John is out today. He will be back tomorrow, taking care of some family matters down in Atlanta. So hopefully everything's going well for him down there. He's got a nice little thing planned with his daughter today.
Eating donuts.
Her senior year of high school.
I love donuts.
Who doesn't? Oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah, I'm not that guy.
Are you okay?
I'm not that donut guy.
No, James. This is wrong of us. He hasn't even said his statement that we're going to make
rolled
fun
your
of him
eyes
for.
and went, well.
No, I was going to say, I think my favorite donut is the old fashioned, which is probably the plainest donut that you can
I
get.
like an
is
old fashioned.
what I was going to say.
Warm?
Before you jumped
No,
my ass.
Well, you're looking at me. I defended you. I realized I was wrong.
No,
and
the
I
two of
backed
you are on
you
this
up.
little game over the last month or two that it's all jump on Bob all the time, and I don't appreciate it, and I have noticed.
Bob, I'm not that guy. I'm not a jumper.
Bob, we have given you the nickname Moon Bounce because we like to jump on you a little bit.
The hot apple cider donut is the best ever.
I am disappointed. I do feel like we don't have a lot of great local donut places.
I think we could be better.
Federal Donuts is awesome.
Now, Federal Donuts is incredible.
There's a bunch of them that are.
Federal Donuts is incredible.
Yeah.
They
For all you donut people out there, we appreciate you.
Yeah, they're great. Bob Byler's.
and
Byler's. But around here, like we're in Ballackinwood. I live in Manayunk. There's no place.
You come over to Jersey, we got plenty of donuts.
I'm not coming to Jersey. I gotta pay $5 to leave.
My cousin started a Donuts with Dad tradition with his daughter every Saturday morning. And last Saturday, I woke up and I was like, let's go do some donuts with Dad. So I went to take her out, and to Pat's point, there isn't a lot by me. Of a donut, of just strictly a donut shop.
That's why I started an ice cream with Dad. Tradition with my son.
That's a good one.
It's like donuts with Dad, but it's ice cream.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
a lame donut town, I would say.
Like you talk
overall.
about Yum Yums. Yum Yums is good.
Mm-hmm.
But they're so few and far between. We named 3. And Federal Donuts have branched out into Whole Foods.
There's Curiosity Donuts, which is a big
I've never
one.
heard of that.
They only have like 2 shops. But I'd say it's a pretty weak donut town overall.
D-Train. Choo Choo. He brought in some good donuts to make amends with you.
He tried,
after he sullied your good name.
Yeah.
We met here, and there's a picture on Instagram that you can see of breaking bread. But those are good. Those are like you when you get a nice, good donut from a bakery like that, they specialize in it. Oh, there's nothing better.
Yeah, donut or bagel if you had to go for breakfast.
Ooh, bagel.
Donut.
Yeah, I think I'm a bagel. I'm not.
I love a bagel.
I'll tell you what. One of the
sugar gets me
Get you all crazy.
Bit. One of my go-to places in New York City is a place called Donut Plant, and their donuts are
Donut Planet.
Donut Plant.
Oh,
their donuts are absolutely incredible. I'll rack up a $50 bill at Donut Plant. I'll get 8, 9, 10. I'll go nuts. And they have the square jelly donuts, so the jelly is in every single bite. It's not centralized. That's why I don't like jelly donuts usually. It's centralized and it's too much. It's a square donut. The jelly goes all around it. Oh, it's so good. So if you're in New York City, hit that up.
There's few things in life I enjoy more.
Yeah, you laugh. But next time, this is the guy
not
who
going
paid
to Rat City for a donut.
This is the guy who paid $60. You can get it on Goldbelly, jackass. You paid $60 for 4 cookies, and now you're laughing at me.
It was a pregnant wife, and she wanted some cookies.
Yeah, I guaranteed.
A bit of a foodie douche.
How many cookies did you have? You definitely had a bite. Did you? Didn't you?
Yeah, I had a whole one.
Yeah, of course. Oh, you had a whole one.
Yeah, you warm them up.
Yeah, so now you're hiding behind your wife, your pregnant wife. You're using her as a shield.
Well, I had to put on sympathy weight with her, Pat.
Good job by you.
Thank you.
Yes, you did it well.
Thank you.
Such a coward.
I
can't let her eat alone.
I think I'm with Jamie on this. I think I'd go bagel over donut if I had a go-to.
You know,
what about you, Connor?
Let's put a Twitter poll.
Can I go neither? I'm not really a big breakfast guy.
What?
Oh, you're not that guy, huh?
Not a breakfast foods guy.
I see what
Donut
annoys
and
you guys
bagel?
about it.
I have a donut like once or twice a year. Nah, I'm good.
Wow.
People are so weird.
They got a big breakfast day on Sunday. Easter Sunday, always get a big breakfast going over to my brother-in-law's house. Ooh, can't wait.
I'll be here.
Rusty Bra on YouTube said Susie Joe Donuts in Bridgeport.
All right. Okay.
So where's Bridgeport?
Jamie, you said somebody was asking about my hat this morning on the YouTube channel.
I don't think I can say what they said.
It's a tie-dyed hat, everyone.
Yeah.
This is the way. I think the Sixers sent us over some hats, right?
They did, yeah.
Yeah, so this is one of them, yeah. It's just a tie-dyed hat. There was no no accidents going on here. Everything's good. Don't keep it in your pants.
Was that the impression?
It was, I don't know. Somebody was mentioned.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Yeah, I think we should just move on. And what I wanted to move on to.
I'll tell you off air, Pat. It was funny.
It was pretty good.
I like laughing.
I wanted to move on to I saw something. I guess I was watching. I was watching Channel 6 yesterday, and they decided to show Jamie Apodi sat in as a guest, or they taped her as a guest on Sage Steele's NBA show, whatever it is. And her opening line kind of got me a little bit, and I wanted to throw it out there to you guys. Now, getting ready for a playoff series, butts get a little bit tighter, as we all know, not just players, coaches, whoever it may be, fans. But Doc Rivers, Jamie Apodi right off the bat said, Doc Rivers isn't very well liked in this town. And I'm not saying that Jamie Apodi's reporting anything wrong. I'm just saying that was her point of view.
I don't disagree with her point.
Yeah, I guess
I'm only judging it by social media, though. I don't think, to a degree, he gets hated on the airwaves. In stadium, I don't really hear it a lot. But if you are on Sixers Twitter, or it's pretty vile towards Doc Rivers. Like, people believe he's the number one issue with this team.
Yeah.
So her point is to a degree valid. Yeah.
I mean, I would argue he's up there.
I think people don't like him.
I mean, when looking at the problems,
and I don't think it's fair necessarily.
He doesn't do himself a lot of favors. The way the Paul Reed situation is a prime example. You're acting like we're idiots and we don't watch the games. Like, dude, we do. We all watch the games, and even somebody that doesn't watch basketball can tell that DeAndre Jordan's cooked. And Paul Reed comes in and gives you a spark and is productive, and then you sit there and, quote, slow it down for us like we're 5. Like, dude, you're not in L.A. You're not in Orlando anymore. Like, you're in a basketball city where we know what we're talking about.
Which surprises me, because he's been there. I mean, he was in Boston for years. Boston's a good basketball
Apparently,
city.
he's too far removed from that. I mean, and I think the problem is, like, I personally bring this up ad nauseum, but Doc, we've been through this. I know you weren't here, but we literally went through this with Amir Johnson. We knew there was a better option, a younger, better option on the bench, and the coach thought he knew better. Well, guess what? The coach didn't, because one's out of the league, and he was out of the league right after the contract was up. I think Amir Johnson actually might be playing in the G League now.
He's still hanging on.
I think he's still in the G League.
Are you serious?
What? Yeah, look it up. I think so. But Rashawn Holmes has flourished into a really, really good productive center.
Yeah.
So sometimes, and look, it is rare. Sometimes, Doc, the fan base does know better. And in this situation, it does. And for Doc to come out the way he did, combative, I get it, man. You're loyal to DeAndre Jordan. You have this I can't quit you mentality with him, but
oh my God,
you got to quit him.
He played 15 games in the G League as of a year ago.
When Amir Johnson got traded here from Boston, I called some.
I thought he signed
or signed here, whatever it was from Boston. I called some of the guys that I know up in Boston that cover the Celtics. When they signed him, he said both of his legs were already shot, and he's still going strong. Like, I don't know how that is. But no, we all saw it. I told you guys I had the conversation with Brett Brown. I asked him, I said, what am I not seeing here? I just don't get it. I said this to you guys from, I think it was last week, that a lot of this, maybe it does have to do with James Harden. Would you be surprised if that's the deal, that James Harden is an advocate for DeAndre Jordan being on the floor with him? Because we know when Joel Embiid's out of the game, you can't have Harden and Embiid out at the same time. When Embiid's out of the game, Harden's going to be in there. Do you think he prefers DeAndre Jordan?
No. I mean, what does DeAndre Jordan do well at this point?
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, does he like the way he picks for him better? Does he roll better for him?
Then make Paul Reed pick better. Like, it's like setting a pick isn't something that you need 2 months working on. Get to this point. This is where I like you. Pick and roll. It's about as simple a basketball play as there is.
I just don't, and I'm not saying Doc Rivers doesn't see this, but I don't see how you.
I think there's a fear of NBA coaches getting burned by youth. And look, playing Paul Reed is it's a risk.
So the safer move is DeAndre Jordan?
In his mind.
I don't know what else.
In my mind, Paul Reed's the much safer
I
pick.
don't know what else Paul Reed can really do at this point. I mean, this is a guy that, look, he's a second-round pick, but his first year, they sent him in the G League primarily. He wins Rookie of the Year and MVP in the G League. And he can't even really get time on the main club that desperately needs a backup big. And to me, and when he does get time, he's productive. It's not a situation where he really looks out of place. Does he get in foul trouble? Yeah, but that's correctable. It's like Joel with the MVP talk. I don't know what else he really has to do. There must be another issue. And sometimes coaches just don't like players for whatever reason. I think Matt Barnes talked about his relationship with Mo Cheeks, where he said to Mo, like, dude, what do I got to do to get on the court here? And Mo laughed at him and said, you're wasting your time even practicing here. Like, go home. So sometimes coaches, for whatever reason, don't like players that are actually end up being really productive. And my personal worry is this is going to be one of them, where they end up shipping him out, picking the coach over the player, and the player ends up being really good. And a year from now, Doc Rivers isn't a coach.
I've said it ad nauseum, too, that I just don't see how you can't want that energetic infusion with the second unit. Sorry, DeAndre Jordan doesn't give you that. And if you want to argue defense, he's a minus every time he's out on the floor.
Yeah, he's horrible.
We see what happens when he's out there. B-Ball Paul is going to give you energy. Somebody brought up the foul situation. I don't care.
Yeah, if he gets fouls.
You get 6 fouls. I don't care if you
9 minutes.
use them in 11 minutes. Yeah, exactly. I don't care.
I don't know about you guys, but, Jamie, you weren't there, but on Saturday at the game, he got his first run, Sunday he got the majority of the minutes, but Sunday he came in and it was a pleasant surprise. I felt like he was getting this similar reaction to what Maxey was getting last year, where he was checking in and the fan base was like, "Oh, cool, yeah, all right, let's see what he can do." And immediately he makes an impact, grabs an offensive board, puts it back, gets the bucket, and it gave the fan base a jolt. And last year the fan base needed that with Maxey. At times it was a little stagnant, and Maxey would check in, and it was like, all right, here we go. Let's see what the kid can do. Well, I feel like Paul Reed has kind of taken over that. So in the playoffs, I think you need that. Like, at times you need to get the crowd into it. You need to wake them up. Paul Reed could be that.
You need to wake your team up sometimes, too, right?
I worry he's not going to do it.
I'd be shocked. Rick in South Philly wants to talk a little Sixers. Rick, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Rick?
What's going on, fellas?
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
Great.
I'd like to, just pontificate about the Sixers collectively, a few players, coach, for a second. Give me the floor. I'll give you my thoughts.
Go ahead.
You guys are talking about Doc. I'll talk about Doc first. Me, I'm not too critical of him right now because he's been here, 2 years? Last year, got here. I could be critical of him. Not. I'm going to just give you my outlook. I could be positive, critical. I could just give you my outlook. Got here, set his precedent, first place in the East. We had some internal conflict going on with our players. For the most part, he got to the bottom of it. Made our players better so far. I mean, he's working on it. It's going to take a day or two to fix everything that we had going on. So, granted, he could be doing better, but he's doing his job.
All right, so you're okay with Doc?
Yeah, I'm okay with Doc.
All right.
He could be Brent Brown.
I thought about that.
What else you got? You got something on Embiid, Rick?
Absolutely. Me personally, judging off of what I see, first and foremost, I see Embiid's happiness since Ben Simmons is gone and the Ben Simmons saga is over. Just his happiness alone.
Yeah, I mean, thanks, Rick, appreciate it. I think generally Joel Embiid is a happy... Oh, no, let's put it this way. He's an emotional person. And, I think you're probably seeing a happier guy that. I don't know if it's Simmons in particular, but definitely the situation overall, that he has to be happy it's over with.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, he's enormously relieved of the zoo that Ben Simmons created here. I mean, it would that's this season. You know what I mean? It feels like it's only 24 games ago that this season was held up.
Yeah.
Completely hostage by a 6'11" point guard man baby.
But he's got his confidence back.
Oh, yeah, he's walking around like Montel Jordan. But, yeah, Joel's incredibly relieved. I think, he's happy to have a caliber player of James Harden. And, yeah, I think they all believe that it's going to pay off come playoff time. And a series like Toronto is a perfect series for James Harden because you're the better team. And you should win. And James Harden has to show up, and he has to answer some questions out there about him. And I think he'll be ready for that opportunity. And I think Joel Embiid's going to, frankly, I think he's going to dominate this series. I think he's on a different level, and I think he's got more help offensively around him than he's ever had before. And I expect good things.
He better dominate this series. Start your own spring training with NJ Diet. It only takes 40 days to lose 20 to 40-plus pounds. Contractually guaranteed. Go to njdiet.com, njdiet.com. All right, it's been a short little sample size, but it has come to the attention of one Pat Egan.
This is Pat's point of view. Here's Pat.
Hi, guys. Pat.
Hi, Pat.
Yeah, it's only been 5 games for the Phils so far. I'm a little surprised their bats have been as quiet as they have. Now, looking at the first game, they scored 9. Awesome. Second game, they score 4. Next game, they throw up a dud. 1. Hey, it happens. The next game, they don't wake up until the 8th inning. They score all 5 there, but hey, they scored 5 runs. And then they get shut out yesterday. They're averaging 3.8. I would be lying if I said to you that I wasn't a little bit surprised that they haven't been more deadly at the plate.
Really?
Yeah, they're 1 through 5. It hasn't been great so far.
Yeah, but it's 5 games into a season, and it's been cold. What, 3 of those?
Look, I started off by saying it's only been 5 games. This is a very short sample size. I know I'm being reactionary here, but I'd be lying if I said that I'm sitting there going, okay, like when's it going to pop off? Like when are they going to really go? And part of that is the fact that some of the big guys haven't really gotten going yet. Bryce Harper
has struggled.
Yeah, so I'm a little surprised. It doesn't sound like you are, though.
No, not at all.
They're averaging 3.8 runs a game. Is that enough?
No, I said that, if they're going to win the division, they got to be up around 5.
Schwarber hasn't really done much other than that opening day home run.
Yeah, I just
Harper
think
hasn't gotten going, as we said.
Baseball, I don't put too much stock in that type of stuff for at least 3 weeks.
Okay.
And that's all. That is completely fair.
Maybe a month even, I could push it.
Completely fair.
If Schwarber and Harper are still struggling after a month, I'd probably sound the code yellow alarm. But
yeah, I'm not ready to hit the panic switch.
But this doesn't bother me at all. I just think they had 2 bad nights. One of them was a kind of a cold night. They were hitting the ball hard. It wasn't finding holes, and they're going to get their home runs. I'm not worried at all.
Prom night.
Think about. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. It's looking at it. I just I'm sitting there watching the game, going, "This isn't the offense I was kind of promised." Now, reminding myself the entire time, Pat, it's been 5 games. You're being a little reactionary, but it's just how I feel down in my plums.
Think of how much worse it could be if you weren't getting the starting pitching you've gotten.
And that's the counter to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Their pitching has been so good, and more so, the big surprise to me is their bullpen's been so good.
Yeah,
I did not expect their bullpen to be as dominant this early on as it has been, and it really, I mean, they've been lights out.
I read off the numbers earlier about the bullpen, Pat. 21 2/3 innings pitched, 15 hits, 7 earned runs, 20 strikeouts, 2.91 ERA.
Yeah, you take that.
Yeah,
I mean,
every day of the week you take that.
That gets you into the playoffs the last 2 years.
Yes.
No question.
Oh, no, yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah, I mean, the 2 years ago, it was the bullpen flat out cost them how many games? And I think that the bullpen doing what they've been doing will give the bats confidence that they don't have to, they have time. They can stop the bleeding. I mean, Nelson coming in the previous night and giving them 4 innings was huge. He really saved that bullpen a little bit. And that's going to be big because I think a lot of these guys with a shortened spring training, you're not going to be seeing them go 7-8 innings early on in the season. You're going to have to rely on that bullpen. We saw it yesterday with Zach Wheeler. He went 4 2/3. Probably should have been pulled a little bit earlier, but still, he almost went 5. That was a surprise because of his first inning.
I think Charlie Manuel had a big effect on how I view baseball early season struggles. Every time I go, it's not warm yet. It's not hitting season. I put stock in that. It stayed with me.
Well, and at the end of a season, if you say, what's the sign of a good team? Well, when we weren't hitting, the pitching came through.
Yeah.
And there's going to be times where the pitching's not going to be there, and you're going to need this hitting to come through. So,
I just fully expect we've turned the corner now with temperatures. Today and tomorrow are supposed to be 80, and then it's mid-60s after that.
Yeah.
I think we've turned the corner. It's going to get warm, and I think the bats will wake up.
Yeah, they'll bust out for 9 today.
Yeah, I think today I'm going to bet them because I just don't see them going cold 3 games in a row.
Scherzer.
I hate Scherzer. Such a rat.
Yeah, bet with your head, not with your heart.
I'm not betting the
Patrick.
game.
Okay.
I'm not betting this one.
All right.
Yeah.
I bet yesterday.
I would take the day
Scherzer's
off.
not going to scare me off of making a bet.
They can get
I
to
think he probably
Scherzer.
should, but
They can get to
Hopefully-
Scherzer.
I mean, he's one of the best pitchers of the last 10 years.
I feel like they've had success against him, but I'll look up those numbers.
Philly Sports Trips are taking fans to Pittsburgh for the weekend of July 28th.
I've
to
heard
watch
that's a great trip.
our Phils in a 4-game series. I want to get there too. And you can join them. Go to phillysportstrips.com.
Maybe I can talk Addy into a little trip.
Let's get something clear. Every trip that Philly Sports Trips does
Well, yeah.
is a great trip.
It is.
So Max Scherzer, real quick, versus the Phillies in his career is 14-4 with a 2.5 ERA and 201 strikeouts and 25 appearances.
So, Connor, grab that for Friday because we're going to definitely need that.
A bad day.
Yeah, they've been really,
they've gotten to him.
They've been really able to get to him. There was that one time back in 2015 where they really hammered
You're
him.
going to hit one of these times, Pat. I know you will. I still have confidence in
The
you.
prime example of why I'm usually in the chair over there.
If there's ever a time to get Scherzer, it's coming off a hamstring first game of the year.
Yeah. All right, so coming up here on the John Kincade Show, we do want to dip into a little bit of Eagles talk and draft talk with Jamie. Also, other concerns you might have going into this Toronto series. Look, we know what the positives are. It's Joel Embiid, it's the play of Tyrese Maxey and all, but you have to look at the stuff that need to happen and some things that might be concerns. We're going to hit all that 8 o'clock hour John Kincade Show here at 97.5 The Fanatic.
My friends over at Lawn and Golf Center, or Lawn and Golf Supply Company, in Phoenixville, got me hooked up with a new Club Cadet XT1 riding mower, and all of a sudden, I love yard work. I was waiting for I was looking at the weather yesterday, waiting for the rain to pass because I wanted to get out and tackle my yard work with my new riding mower from Lawn and Golf Supply Company. No matter what you need, all it takes is one call to Lawn and Golf Supply. They are the experts when it comes to all of your outdoor power equipment needs. With my new dealer-exclusive equipment, I can knock out the yard work in no time and take back my weekends. Plus, I never have to worry about my equipment breaking down because I'm an idiot. I call them. Lawn and Golf will arrange to pick it up, take it back to their top-rated service shop, and deliver it back to you ready to go. And it's not too late to beat the rush. If you have any brand of mower or any outdoor power equipment that you need to get serviced, get into Lawn and Golf today. And people ask me, why is golf in their name? A lot of golf courses and country clubs use their products. If you're a township, a municipality, and you need to get hooked up with some new equipment, give Lawn and Golf Supply Company a call. You'll get 10% off service when you mention my name. 10% off simply telling them that you heard about it here on The Fanatic. So check them out at lawn-golf.com. Lawn and Golf Supply Company. Everything turf.
The John Kincade Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Joel beyond the arc, fakes, drive, sidestep, jam. Oh, baby, a throwdown.
The Sixers start the 2022 NBA playoffs this Saturday at 6 versus the Raptors. It's round 1, game 1. Hear all the action right here on your home for 76ers playoff basketball. 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Sixers basketball is brought to you by Corona, proud sponsor of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Wawa Day is Thursday, April 14th. But what is Wawa Day? It's the day you get to enjoy a free, any-size cup of freshly brewed hot coffee at Wawa just for stopping by. Why? Because we want to say thanks to all our customers and treat you to your favorite delicious brew. So stop by on April 14th and pick up your free, any-size cup of Wawa coffee. Hooray for Wawa Day. See store for details. Whatever sip you savor, Wawa's got you covered with the new cold brewed iced teas and lemonades. Flavors like mango green tea, black tea lemonade, and dragon fruit lemonade. And you can upgrade your sipping experience by adding mango flavored popping bubbles to any tea or lemonade, because everything's better with popping bubbles. No matter what you're in the mood for, there's a tea or lemonade for you. Maybe even one with mango flavored popping bubbles. Refresh with the new cold brewed iced teas and lemonades at Wawa.
Hey, it's Andrew. If you need a roof, call New Look Home Design. Just look at their website and you'll know why. They have a team of people who will help you through the process and make shopping for a new roof easy. And they offer everything to give you peace of mind. Totally opposite of what you might expect from smaller contractors. New Look Home Design offers same-day virtual and in-person estimates, line-by-line pricing, so there's no hidden fees, 3D rendering of what your new roof would look like, so there are no surprises. And in my opinion, best of all, a solid warranty. So if you need a new roof, call New Look Home Design now through April 30th. When you buy a new roof, you can pay half later and the other half never. Save 50% on roofing materials and qualify for interest-free financing. Call them today at 800-279-5300. That's 800-279-5300. Online at newlookhomedesign.com. That's NULookHomedesign.com. Tell them Andrew sent you.
2 weeks ago, Epic Games announced that they were going to donate all of the purchases in Fortnite to 5 different humanitarian charities providing aid to Ukraine. The proceed period ran from March 20th through April 3rd, and the game raised an astounding $144 million. Epic Games announced that they've been donating the money as it was acquired to ensure that people were being helped quickly. It's amazing to think gamers wanting to look cool in a game could result in such a positive impact.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Searching for fun ways to spend your tax return? Boats for cats. Oh, flotation devices for cats. Don't waste it all on something silly. Spend smarter with Straight Talk. Get our Silver Unlimited plan for $45 a month with unlimited high-speed data and 5 gigs of hotspot data on the nation's largest, most dependable networks with nationwide 5G. If you're looking to get the most out of your refund, your search ends here. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
The minute you lay your eyes on the all-new Toyota Tundra Capstone, you'll know it was made to make a statement. With its 22-inch dark chrome alloy wheels made for turning heads, carefully crafted two-tone leather trim seats made for pulling up in style, 12-speaker JBL premium audio made for turning up, plus power running boards made for stepping out on the town. The all-new Tundra Capstone, made to make a statement. Toyota, let's go places. JBL is a registered trademark of Harman International Industries, Inc.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage? Keep your engine at its best with clean oil from Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic. Got an older vehicle? Use Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic High Mileage. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life oil filter for only $35.99. Get what you need for better fuel efficiency at any of our 6,000 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you have to drive 300 miles to your cousin's wedding. Okay, so it's his 4th. But you know what they say, 4th time's the charm. Well, here's the problem. Your tires are as bald as I am. But lucky for you, eBay Motors has tires for just about every make and model. Plus wheels, lug nuts, jack stands, and more. 122 million parts. Do they have tissues? Oh, good, because I'm definitely a crier. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Hi, my name is Takia, and a little thing that I love about the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is when I take a bite, it's the perfect blend from the bacon to the cheese. It's perfection.
Hey, I'm Katora, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is it kind of melts in your mouth, so you know it's creamy, cheesy, and delicious. This gooey mac makes me cheese every time.
Order dinner delivered on the Chick-fil-A app today. Delivery fee and other restrictions apply. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Verizon knows you need internet speeds you can rely on at a price you can trust. Switch to Verizon Fios, the 100% fiber optic network with upload speeds up to 25 times faster than cable and internet plans with no surprises. Enjoy gaming with ultra-low lag, streaming your favorite shows and movies, and video chatting to stay connected with your friends and family. All with no hidden fees and no expiring promo prices. Plans start at just $39.99 per month with AutoPay. That's right, faster speed and reliability costs less than you think. No surprises, no caveats, just the 100% fiber optic network and 100% price transparency. That's Verizon Fios. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. February 23rd, 2022 speed claim based on Fios gigabit connection max upload speeds of 880 megabits per second versus 35 megabits per second advertised upload speeds for Xfinity gigabit, Spectrum Internet gig, and Optimum 1 gig plans. $15 per month router charge, $99 setup fee, and terms may apply.
WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Home of 76ers basketball and Flyers hockey.
Plug in.
97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Yep, this is really happening. You're listening to us knuckleheads instead of doing something that you could be productive in.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Us knuckleheads are down. The biggest knucklehead today, as John Kincade is not here. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, Connor Thomas. I see you, Pat. Here on the John Kincade Show. John will be back tomorrow. Got to tell you, the 8 o'clock hour, it's brought to you by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. Now, we talked about this, and I just want to let the listeners in on a little behind-the-scenes stuff. We talked about how much we appreciated Alec Boehm saying, yeah, that's on me. I shouldn't have said it. I felt it in the moment. I didn't mean it. So, somebody here, we point to and say, hey, something looks like it went a little bit wrong. And what do? Do they take it upon themselves to say, yeah, my fault? No. Fingers just start getting pointed every which way by Pat Egan.
It was like an octopus with fingers all of a sudden.
You're damn right.
It was unbelievable.
No, because you guys don't appreciate.
Yeah.
Are you going to let me finish my statement or not?
Oh,
why
let's
should
air
today
out
be any different?
Our dirty laundry.
You jackasses don't appreciate what I do and how much I try to make this stupid show sheet. All right? I'll show YouTube the stupid, whatever the camera is, the stupid show sheet.
It's over there.
Boom.
Yeah. Are you showing them all that blank space at the top of the page?
Because here's how this works.
It doesn't work.
Coach Camille, in his effort to make himself indispensable, sabotages me. He sends me a template for a show sheet that I start editing, plug and play, just like he does. But for whatever reason, no matter what I do, it doesn't fit on one page. And he sets it up so Connor can't even edit it. So when I email it to Connor to print out, he can't even edit it so everything fits on one page. So God forbid you prima donnas have to turn the page.
It's a mess.
I miss Coach.
Yeah.
Good.
We need
Good.
Coach.
He'll be back. Don't worry. He'll be back.
Yeah. All right. Look, that conversation that Pat just threw out there, I know it bored me as much as it did you listening, so we apologize for that, for Pat's complaint about the show sheet. But, Pat, I'm sorry. Stay. Please don't leave.
He is up out of his chair.
The Buzz Lightyear bag is packed, and he is out of here.
We need Pat back. Pat, please. I'm only here so often. I need you back. Oh, boy. Where am I at? Let's get after it, America. It's Truck Month at your local Ford store. Inventory is arriving daily. He threw me off. So hurry in or build to order today. Get after it during Ford Truck Month at your local Ford store.
Oh, my
now,
God,
yes.
it's Egan's music.
Hey, he's back. I apologize, Pat.
I had to come back in after you were botching that live read there.
I know. Well, you had me all flustered. I was like,
reading
I only
stuff,
sit
Bobby.
in this chair every once in a while, and I'm already losing you?
Reading's difficult.
Yeah,
We'll get through it together.
To some people, it is. All right, Jamie, you wanted to talk a little bit about an Eagles nosedive at a certain position?
Is this...
Can you find it?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Okay, I was found it. I was reading Sheil Kapadia's 10 observations from the Eagles off seasons as the draft gets closer. And this kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. We all know that the Eagles have kind of lucked into some playoffs recently and been mediocre as hell. But Sheil laid it out just exactly how mediocre it's been. And it's been the most mediocre 10-year since the Super Bowl, that is. 4 years of Laurie's ownership. This is Sheil's words now. I think the Eagles are stuck in the NFL's middle tier. Laurie and Roseman have both mentioned recently that they've made the playoffs in 4 of the past 5 seasons, and that's true. But we can also look at their performance since winning the Super Bowl through a different lens. Over the past 4 seasons, the Eagles are 31, 33, and 1. Their winning percentage is .485 during that span, which ranks 19th in the NFL, just ahead of the Dolphins and behind the Browns. The advanced stats paint a similar picture. The Eagles have a plus 25 point differential in their past 65 games. That ranks 18th. They are 17th during that span in the expected points added. According to Football Outsiders' DVOA metric, the Eagles have finished 15th, 28th, 11th, and 15th over the past 4 seasons. It's their first 4-year stretch for the franchise without a top 10 DVOA finish since 1984 to 1987. In other words, this is a period of mediocrity, the likes of which the Eagles have not seen since Lurie bought the franchise in 1994. Now, I think it's tied hand in hand with the quarterback carousel you've been on for 4 years. But that hit me like a ton of bricks, just how mid they are.
Yeah, because mediocrity is not a word that you ever labeled with this Eagles organization since Jeffrey Lurie's been here.
No.
And certainly not over a 4-year stretch.
And 31, 33, and 1.
Yeah.
Like that stays with you.
That's
does. Not good. So, look, Jalen Hurts has the task of pulling them out of this kind of nosedive of mediocrity that they've been in. And I hope he can do it. I have my concerns that he can do it. Obviously, if you know me and what I've said throughout the course of the year. But that's not good.
No, and it goes right to, I agree with you. It goes directly to one position, and that's the quarterback. Look, you were turned on your ear when you thought that you had your franchise quarterback, and then he got the woogies and all that, and turned out not to be anything that you thought he was going to be moving forward. You've had to play much of 2 seasons ago and all of last season with a guy that you thought would be a pretty good backup.
Yeah.
And now he's catapulted into that number 1 spot. And I don't know.
They need to get out of this funk they're in.
But it doesn't seem to be anywhere close to happening unless you go to next year's draft somehow.
Unless Jalen can take that step and become a top, let's even say top 15 guy. Which, if he's top 15, you can probably pull off 9 or 10 wins a year.
Yeah, if he's top 15 with some of with a great offensive line, you get another wide receiver, a legitimate number 2. You're always going to have a good running game with this offensive line. I think they're also going to address this offensive line in this draft to get, whether it's Kelsey's heir apparent or if Dickerson slides over to center.
Either way, they need a guard center, an interior guy.
Yeah, so look, there's talent there, and they have a lot of draft picks this year to get even better. But Pat, it's got to solely rely on the quarterback position.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I don't have a lot of faith in him. So I'm not overly surprised at the stat that Jamie threw out.
But isn't it kind of also unsettling at the same time?
It's very unsettling.
Because you focus on the playoffs and then you see the numbers and you're like, damn.
Yeah, it's the worst spot that you could be in.
Behind the Browns?
When you're constantly looking for your franchise quarterback. Because, I mean, we know this. There are teams that go decades, sometimes multiple decades, looking for their franchise quarterback. And sometimes you have a team like Washington that thinks they have it in RG3 and they ruin them.
Yeah.
Some would say the Eagles did that with Carson Wentz. That's up for debate. But sometimes you think you have that guy, and then you catch the early flight home from San Diego, and a couple of nude people pop out of your bathroom like a magic show, ready to. Anyway, and I think what
my friend Pat
Mitch
is trying to say is
true love is blind. Yeah. But yeah, it's a tough spot because even if he's not, the best case scenario is he's the guy. But if he's not, are they going to be bad enough next year for them to be in a position to draft one of the top quarterbacks? Or are they going to have to use so much draft capital because they're drafting in the teens or the 20s because they are a playoff team, because they are in a weak division? Are they going to have to use all that draft capital that they're collecting to trade up to 10, the top 10? I mean, if there's one guy that can do it, it is Howie Roseman. He's been able to do it in the past, but that is a huge concern for me.
Yeah, and John makes a great point, and he's made it a lot of times on this show, that there's a lot of teams that are going to be ahead of the Eagles in that draft that are going to want quarterbacks and probably are going to go out there and try to get them. So he's going to have to do something.
The best thing in terms of next year's draft would be that quarterback run happens unexpectedly this year with those awful teams.
Yeah, and I don't know about you guys. I don't think 2 first-round picks gets it done. The Saints pick is going to be great, and I think we all are in lockstep that the Saints pick is likely, as we sit here today, to be higher than the Eagles pick. But even then, if it's not, say the Saints pick is 14 and the Eagles pick is 19, the Eagles pick is 20, packaging those two, is that enough to get you into the top 5 to take one of those quarterbacks? And even then, you might be taking the third best quarterback. So that concerns me.
The best case scenario for this Eagles team, we could ask this question 100 times and it might change, but my best hope and for the Eagles for this upcoming season is that Jalen Hurts shows to be a legitimate starting quarterback that you can move forward with. Nothing would make me happier, and it would make everything so much easier if you're the Philadelphia Eagles. It's plain and simple, I think.
Yeah.
The confidence level might not be there. I understand that in people that have seen him play. But if there's a possibility of that happen, I think that's the best case scenario for the Eagles.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get into a little bit more football talk as we go to, you know what? First, I want to say this. You can enter the Beat the Bro mock draft contest at 97.5thefanatic.com. All you have to do is submit your projected Birds draft picks, 15 through 18 only, including the 2 first-rounders. And you could win $250 from PropSwap. Find the best odds in the country only on the free PropSwap app because you are buying directly from other sports bettors who are ready to cash out. Join the rest of us. Go to PropSwap.com right away. And with that being said, we're going to get into Jamie's Mock Draft 3.0.
The NFL Draft starts on Thursday, April 28th. Who will the Birds select? With his mock draft, here's Jamie Lynch.
And this mock draft is brought to you by my friends up at North Penn Mazda. For the 7th year in a row, they're a President's Award winner. They don't just give those awards out anywhere. You got to earn those. So check out North Penn Mazda. Look, a lot of people I've talked to recently are having a hard time still finding cars. North Penn Mazda, they got inventory. So go up there and check them out. All right, today's, we had to kind of adjust a little bit. One, Anthony Gargano has heard a little nugget. Adam Schefter also alluded to that same nugget. And now you're seeing mock drafts by the Daniel Jeremiahs, Todd McShays, all these guys in the know, also reflecting similar changes. And that has to do with the quarterbacks. I saw a draft last night, first round, that had Matt Corral going either 8th or 9th overall. Malik Willis has now become kind of a top 10 guy in some. And I'm even seeing Desmond Ridder sneak into the first round.
Wow.
I saw him as high as 19 in one. He's been in the 20s in others. And look, shame on me for buying the hype that it wasn't going to happen this year. The quarterback runs happen every single year. Quarterback desperation is a stinky, stinky cologne, and teams are trying to find their deodorants as quickly as possible. So I adjusted my top 10 slightly, and we're going to pick up at number 11 with the Washington Commanders. The top 10 I now have is Aiden Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker, Kayvon Thibodeau, Sauce Gardner, Ike Eguanu, Evan Neal, Malik Willis, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, and Charles Cross. Malik Willis, I slid into that top 10 because quarterbacks run.
Because everybody else is doing it.
I mean, they're doing it for a reason.
No, I hear you.
And that information is quarterbacks are the most valued commodity in the NFL, and somebody's going to be desperate enough to take a chance. So let's pick it up at number 11 with the Washington Commanders.
With the 11th pick in the NFL Draft, Washington select
Matt Corral, quarterback, Ole Miss.
Wow.
I think it's actually,
look at you,
the perfect situation for them. Carson Wentz is at the bridge quarterback career phase of his career. Matt Corral's coming off the injury. You get him in your system. You can develop him for a year. Maybe he can take over the second half of the season if Wentz isn't up to par. I actually think it's a brilliant situation for them. I don't know why they wouldn't be interested in a quarterback this year.
I agree.
I really don't. Like, my friends down there think that they're all wide receivered up. I think if, one of the top 2 quarterbacks on the board is there at 11 for you, you consider it. Commish, number 12.
With the 12th pick in the NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select
Kyle Hamilton, safety from Notre Dame. He just looks like a Mike Zimmer type of player, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, Mike Zimmer's a defensive guy, so it wouldn't surprise me at all. And if Hamilton's still there at 11, that seems to be, or at 12 rather, that seems to be a really good pick.
Oh yeah, Zimmer's gone, but I think he still fits the Viking. Yeah, the Vikings mold of player. Number 13, Commish.
With the 13th pick in the NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select
Derek Stingley, cornerback from LSU. Yeah, not a lot to it there. I think the Texans just need to hit.
He's one guy that hasn't really moved up and down all that much.
No.
He's solidly been in that 10 to 15 area in all the mocks that I've looked at.
The reason he's so strange and perplexing is his freshman year, he looked like he was going to be a top 3 pick of the draft in 2 years. And then he kind of had some injuries, some coaching shuffles, and then has struggled to a degree his following 2 years. But he could be the cornerback steal of the draft if he's able to kind of, tap into what he was his freshman year. Number 14.
With the 14th pick in the NFL draft, the Baltimore Ravens select
Jordan Davis, defensive tackle from University of Georgia. I just think if he's there, he's kind of a sure thing.
If that happens the way you map it out, he's on the board. You have the Eagles coming up, and Baltimore goes in because it's so Baltimore to go in and grab a defensive lineman.
Yeah, right.
And Baltimore goes in and grabs him. How upset are you?
Not that bad. Because
you're not buying another shot at the ball?
I mean, listen to these names that are still on the board at 15, if that's the case. Drake London, Kenny Pickett, Trevor Penning, Devontae Wyatt, Trent McDuffie, Jamison Williams, George Karlaftis, Devontae Wyatt, Devin Lloyd. There's still a lot of names available at 15. So let's get to pick number 15, Kamish.
with the 15th pick in the NFL draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select.
Everybody brace themselves. It's a Pac-12 wide receiver. His name is Drake London from USC. I think if he's there at 15, they're going to view that as exceptional value.
6'5", that's the big guy that you have to the smaller one in Devontae Smith. It scares me, though, a little bit.
He's been projected as high as 2.
He has,
and he's dropped as far as 24.
Yeah.
I think at 15, you really have to consider him.
Okay.
And I know USC wide receivers, Pac-12. Believe me, I get it. But I just think at 15, if he's there, he's going to make him think. Kamish? Number 16.
With the 16th pick in the NFL draft, the New Orleans Saints select
Kenny Pickett, quarterback, University of Pittsburgh. I think they're taking a quarterback. So if Matt Corral goes off the board at 11, I think he's the guy at 16, which is weird because I'd have him as the third quarterback taken in this one.
Yeah, and look, if you're looking for a Drew Brees look-alike or whatever, small hand, smaller guy, going with it, I like Kenny Pickett. I think he's going to have a pretty good career.
Yeah, I think he's
said
solid.
that last week, yeah.
I'm a little scared by the double gloves, but that's just me.
Double gloves are scary.
Number 17, the Chargers.
with the 17th pick in the NFL draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select
Trevor Penning, offensive tackle from Northern Iowa. I just think they have to invest in protecting Herbert. It's probably going to take me a lot of getting Penny not to the Chargers, but we'll see what happens. And finally, pick number 18 for the Eagles.
With the 18th pick in the NFL draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select
Devontae Wyatt, defensive tackle from Georgia.
Again, as I brought up yesterday, that's okay right there, right?
If they leave the first round with Drake London and Devontae Wyatt, I'd be pretty happy.
Yeah. There hasn't been much in all these mock drafts that we've all read, all the ones that you come up with, that it's such a deep draft and a good draft and a diverse draft. Okay. I'm good with what you just said again.
Yeah. I mean, look, I know how most people will react to a Pac-12 wide receiver. I get that. So maybe he might be the one guy where people are – I think him and Trent McDuffie, a Washington cornerback, because of our University of Washington feelings in this town, I think those might be the most likely sour taste in people's mouths moves.
Okay. I agree with that.
The Drake London stuff makes sense. I don't know what it is, but the Eagles like Pac-12 players.
They do.
And I don't know if it's Lurie. I don't know if it's Julian Lurie or Jeffrey Lurie or whatnot, but they, for whatever reason, have an affinity to go out to the Pac-12. And unfortunately, that's not the best conference. I don't know.
I'd be a little hesitant
worried
to pick a Pac-12 wide receiver. I would.
It might be the only thing out of all of the stuff that we've gone through that would make me maybe scratch my head a little bit.
But
raise an eyebrow.
I just think the way they view him and all, most people have Drake London as, if not the top, the second best wide receiver in this draft.
Yeah.
And I think if they see that value at 15, that's it's too much to ignore.
Yeah, could be. All right, that's 3.0, Jamie's mock draft. We'll have another one coming for you next week, all of it leading up until we get out to Las Vegas and for the draft. Pat's saying it's time to break, so that's exactly what we'll do.
Pat, I have to thank the people at North Penn Mazda.
Obviously, it's the right experience, the right choice.
You're right, it is. And thank you for bringing us this mock. We'll do another draft profile tomorrow. And, it's a lot of fun. It's getting close. It's getting real. More and more information is going to come out. So things are going to change a lot in these next 2 weeks.
It certainly is getting real. All right, when we get back, we're going to talk a little bit more. What are your concerns with the Sixers moving into this Toronto Raptors series? Jamie says he has quite a few before James Harden. So we'll get into that. We'll do a little bit more Eagles. And anything else you might want to talk about, 610-632-0975. This is the John Kincade Show, and I got to tell you, Iron Mountain Men's Health is the leader in men's sexual health. If your energy level in the bedroom isn't what you want it to be, call them today. Dr. Avidan Appel and his team specialize in the treatment of low testosterone and ED. Maybe you've tried pills and they didn't work. It's probably because you weren't given the right treatment for your specific body chemistry. At Iron Mountain Men's Health, you meet with a physician who will take proper care in making sure you do receive the right treatment. Some patients even experience results after their first visit. They offer financing for qualified patients and telehealth appointments for your convenience. Get yourself back in the action, guys, before summer begins. Set up your free consultation today at ironmountainmenshealth.com. That's ironmountainmenshealth.com or call 215-659-3770. Tell them Bob Cooney sent you.
The John Kincade Show.
For someone who's super, super hot, you're really cranky.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. The Sixers are set to make a major run at a championship.
And 97.5 The Fanatic has you covered.
Are you kidding me? Join the Mike Missinelli Show today, live from Workhorse Brewing, 250 King Manor Drive in King of Prussia for 97.5 The Fanatic's playoff preview special. Mike, Tyrone, and Jen, along with special guests Mark Jackson, Rich Hoffman, Keith Pompey, and many more will take an in-depth look at what could be a history-making season.
97.5 The Fanatic's playoff preview special. Live today from 2 till 6 at Workhorse Brewing in King of Prussia.
Get complete details at 975thefanatic.com.
Presented by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board.
At 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
I hate Steven Singer.
I get that a lot.
You know why?
Why?
Because unless I buy my gifts from Steven Singer Jewelers, my wife isn't satisfied.
So, how can I help you?
Well, how do you get away with advertising real roses you don't throw in the trash in a week?
They're my famous roses, dipped in pure 24-karat gold. They last forever.
Sounds expensive.
They start at just $59. Each one comes in a premium color and is shipped in our signature gift box with a love message from you.
Do I have to water it?
Nope, it's a real rose, and it's preserved in pure gold.
All right. How do I get one?
Easy. Just go to IHateStevenSinger.com.
Shipping.
Free in time for Mother's Day, but don't wait.
What if she hates my personal love message?
Just pick one from our online list.
Just click on IHateStevenSinger.com to see the entire collection of real roses dipped in 24-karat gold. No matter how you feel about Steven Singer, she'll love it.
Do you still hate me?
Absolutely.
Don't rely on just your cell phone to connect to the internet. Get Xfinity Unlimited Mobile with 5G and fast, reliable home internet together for $24.95 a month when you qualify through the Affordable Connectivity Program and Internet Essentials. Get unlimited mobile with 5G and high-speed home internet with a modem included, all for just $24.95 a month. Act now to get this incredible deal so you can enjoy more streaming, gaming, chatting, and everything else that you love for less. With unlimited mobile and affordable home internet together, you don't have to settle for just one. Join the millions of customers who save by getting both together only with Xfinity. So don't wait. Connect to the things you love for less today. To learn more, go to Xfinity.com/free, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Restrictions apply. Limited to Internet Essentials customers meeting eligibility criteria and one unlimited line. Taxes and fees extra. Pricing subject to change. Savings based on pricing of top carriers. Xfinity Internet required. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of usage.
Sixers fans, I'd like to introduce you to Hauser, the official real estate partner of our Philadelphia 76ers. They believe real estate is broken, and they're on a fast break to disrupt the industry. Commissions are outrageously high. Service is poor, and there's been no innovation for the last 50 years. Until now. Let me tell you about Hauser. They're a disruptor, kind of like what Uber is for transportation. They're bringing so many new things to market that truly benefit you, the customer. Flat fee listings that put equity back in your pocket. Salaried agents who are local experts that truly have your back. Sellers, want to save thousands or get a guaranteed cash offer on your home? Hauser can do that. Buyers, tired of losing homes you love to other buyers? Use Hauser's Cash to make an all-cash, slam dunk of an offer on the home you love. Hauser is backed by game-changing technology, has the best reviews in the industry, and is now the official real estate partner of the 76ers. Check them out at Hauser.com. That's HOUWZER.com. Hauser.com.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your team wouldn't waste time interviewing 30 linemen if they wanted to draft a cornerback, right? The same is true when you're looking for your next teammate. LinkedIn Jobs taps into a network of over 770 million professionals to find you the right people. LinkedIn Jobs helps you narrow down to the most qualified candidates so you can start hiring the right people faster. Go to linkedin.com/sports to post your job for free. That's linkedin.com/sports. linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
The sound of you doing is music to our ears. Order on the Home Depot app and get convenient delivery, so you don't have to stop doing when you need something. The Home Depot app. How doers get more done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. We have the pads, rotors, drums, shoes, and brake fluids to improve your stopping power. Right now, save 15% when you get any 2 Duralast rotors with a set of Duralast brake pads. Missing a tool? Ask about our free Loan-A-Tool program and borrow the tools you need to get the job done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the MPD Group 2021. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool.
AAA Distributor has in-stock kitchen, bath, and flooring products for all your remodeling needs. Located on Grant Avenue near the Northeast Philadelphia Airport, AAA Distributor is open to the public but offers wholesale prices. Pick up your kitchen today at AAA Distributor, AAAdistributor.com.
Hey Philly, Dunkin' has your back by making mobile ordering as easy as possible. They'll get you in, out, and on the go, so you'll be feeling good to go. Order through the Dunkin' app or pick up in-store or the drive-thru for a contactless experience. America runs on Dunkin'.
You know the signs of a natural gas leak. Ooh, it smells like rotten eggs. But what's your next move in that situation?
Scoot, run, bolt, flee. Gas leaks are no good for me. If you smell gas, it's time to go. Leave the scene and call Pico. 1-800-841-4141.
Give us a call and we'll send someone to check it out. Pico is here to help 24/7.
High-efficiency equipment for lower bills, special financing, and rebates on qualifying systems.
What?
Oh, I'm trying to memorize something I heard on the radio. Peace of mind warranties.
Why?
Because our AC is on its last leg, and I need to convince you to call a Bryant Heating and Air Conditioning contractor.
No, you don't. I heard the same ad. And you forgot cleaner, healthier air.
Pierce Phelps Bryant will do whatever it takes to keep you comfortable. To find a local Bryant Heating and Air Conditioning dealer near you, visit nopaybryant.com.
Bryant.
Whatever it takes.
Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Are you a foxhole guy for the John Kincade Show? Then prove it. Tap the 97.5 The Fanatic app all morning long, before and after your commute.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
John Kincade Show here, 97.5 The Fanatic. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, and Connor Thomas filling the hole that John has left as he is in Atlanta today celebrating his daughter's senior year of high school. They have a fun day planned down there. He'll be back tomorrow. I do want to remind you that tonight, 7 o'clock, Flyers-Rangers. Connor's pumped for that game. He's trying to talk about it during the break, but we
I don't know.
You're not getting hyped up for Flyers Rangers?
Oh, I am.
Come on.
Absolutely.
It's a
a
big
great
one.
day. So here's what you got. Here's what you have to do today. Yeah, obviously, you have Phillies start at 1 o'clock. But the Mike Missinelli Show, you have to join them today because it's going to be live from Workhorse Brewing, 250 King Manor Drive in King of Prussia, for the Fanatics playoff preview special. Mike, Tyrone, and Jen, along with guests myself, Anthony Gargano, Devon Givens, Mark Jackson, Rich Hoffman, Keith Pompey, a whole lot more. We're going to take an in-depth look at the upcoming 76ers playoffs. Get complete details at 97.5thefanatic.com. It's all being presented by the Valley Forge Tourism and Convention Board and 97.5 The Fanatic. And that will be before your Flyers-Rangers game tonight. Who do you like tonight, Connor? Flyers-Rangers?
The over.
The over.
That is safe. The Rangers are starting their backup, so...
The Rangers are going to win the Stanley Cup this year, Pat. I told you that before, and you didn't listen to me.
Because they won't.
There's that possibility, but I'm staying with it.
Cool.
All right. You don't like the Rangers at all, huh?
Tonight, not even the slightest. They'll be starting their backup. Their backup's trash, so Connor's right.
Well, the Flyers will be starting their backup, too.
Yeah, so Connor, one part of Connor is right, aren't you? If you're betting this game, bet the over.
Okay. But the Rangers, I think, are a better team.
They are a better team, much better.
Even with the
so don't bet against them. Bet the over.
I feel like he's yelling at me, Gene.
It does seem a little harsh.
I don't know what you're not getting. Connor's right.
I didn't get anything. Did anybody
because
say I didn't get anything?
you're arguing with me.
Am I arguing?
Here, Bob, I'll talk real slowly for you.
Thank you,
can get it.
Connor.
Like I'm Doc Rivers. Wow. The over.
Okay, over.
And we're not on a B-ball Paul victory tour here. Let's keep that in mind.
Allowing 9 goals in a game is pretty impressive.
Like they've done that. They've done that now. What, back-to-back years? Because they did it last year.
Yeah.
They did it last year in MSG against the Rangers.
It goes with my philosophy that if you're going to suck, you might as well really suck and historically suck. So, 9 goals is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Pat, you DVR'd the game. You're going to go back and watch it today so you can see Bobby Brink's debut. Is that his first name, Bobby?
Bobby Brink. The Brink truck.
Yeah.
He's legit.
He should have been the Hobie Baker Award winner, I thought.
He should have.
Yeah.
He did 57 points in 41 games, but
it's pretty impressive.
They gave it to some goalie that wasn't even announced as the collegiate goaltender of the year.
Blasphemy.
The Mike Richter Award.
Flourtown, Pennsylvania's finest.
Mike Richter. The top goaltender gets the Mike Richter Award. He didn't even win that, but he won the Hobie Baker somehow. But look, that goal is legit, but Bobby Brink should have won it. He led his team to a national championship and was the best player in NCAA hockey, so he is a legit reason. Like, at this point, you're just looking for a reason to watch the team and follow them, and he is one of the reasons. I know a lot of times they'll bring up these young guys and they'll just point to age and say, oh, he could be a piece of the future, and you go, no, he can't. Like, he's not that good. Bobby Brink is legitimately.
You know what's a piece
really
of my
good.
future?
Prop swap.
Damn right it is, Pat.
That a guy.
It's America's top-rated sportsbook app for buying and selling your sports bets. So download the free app or visit PropSwap.com to buy and sell with the best odds in the country.
So is Flourtown's Mike Richter one of the best all-time college hockey goalies?
He was up there. I mean, he started Wisconsin.
Okay.
But I think.
I didn't know
I'd have to. I mean, Ken Dryden at Cornell has got to be in consideration too. Jonathan Quick won 2 cups.
I just never thought that like someone Mike Richter-ish would have a college award named after him. He had a hell of a career at Wisconsin. Yeah, he had a hell of a career at Wisconsin, and then he won over 300 games in the NHL. I recall him in the NHL. Yes.
So, looking back on it, I mean, I probably would have named it after Ken Dryden, but I'd have to look at how long he was at Cornell.
All right, do that next break for us.
Yeah, break that down. People are dying to know.
All right, here we go. You guys ask questions, I answer them, and then I'm getting and then you'll sit there and hide behind it and go,
today,
no,
Pat?
we were.
What's the matter today?
Just
What's
asking.
the matter? It just seems.
Did you not have some ice cream yesterday?
It seems like you're looking for a fight.
I didn't.
I
have
could
ice
tell,
cream.
Pat. You need some ice cream.
I got a freezer full of ice cream, and I had none of it.
Wow. Did you take a nap yesterday?
I did. Yeah, I was woken up during it though.
Is everything else all right?
Did Jack come in and wake you up?
He woke me up the previous day, and it was hard to get annoyed with it because he comes upstairs and he just, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. It's like a fire engine.
Sounds like an ambulance.
Yeah, it was. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. All right. So they're home earlier than I thought. He comes in, starts hitting me. Daddy, wake up. Daddy, Daddy. Finally, I open my eyes and he goes, you want to go play baseball?
Aw.
And I was like, yeah, dude, just give me like 5 minutes to actually wake up. So then we went and I sent you the video of him.
So
just
Pat
crushing
sends
the
me
ball.
a video of Jack hitting off the tee, and he hits one off the tee, and then he goes whoop, and,
Yeah.
he says it. He goes, "That's my bat flip."
Yeah, we were practicing bat flips because you got to do it with some swagger. A few times though, he hit a couple dribblers and he tried to bat flip, and I said, "Jack, you don't."
Nah, you can't.
You only
It's not
bat flip
yeah.
dingers.
It's dingers, so it's dinger season.
Yeah, you got to get him a T-shirt. It's dong season or dinger season.
I don't know if
however
I
we
don't
wanna
know if
put
I
it.
want my 3-year-old wearing a T-shirt that says it's dong season.
Why? It's perfect. He can get away with it.
Even
He's cute
I
enough.
have a line where I'm not gonna cross.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you say so.
Yeah.
All right, what is the line with the Sixers and these Toronto Raptors that you're maybe afraid of? We brought it up a little bit yesterday talking about James Harden. I said it was a concern of mine, his play. Jamie brushed it off, and the more I thought about it, probably rightfully so, in that he said he has a lot more concerns before James Harden. And look, we're not putting it as Jamie's confident they're going to win this series. Pat and Connor are very, very confident they're going to win the series. I think it's going to be a struggle, but that they win the series. So we're not looking at it this way. We're not being downers. We're just saying, what are the concerns? And James, you said there's many more before James Harden. What are a couple of them that come first to mind for you?
Number one is Tobias Harris to me. Number two is Doc Rivers. Number three is the bench. And then number four would be James Harden. I think Tobias Harris, because of James Harden's arrival, has almost gotten. I think with him and the public perception and what I see on Twitter and stuff, I think it's become apathetic because nobody expects it. So it's just like okayed. Like Tyrese is now the third star of the team.
Yeah.
Tobias is now like an outcast in terms of the big three. He's your highest paid player. I'm sorry that I expect a guy making almost $42 million this year to give me more than 14.5 points come playoff time. Scotty Barnes is a rookie, and he's averaging 15 for the Raptors. So he's number one to me. He can't disappear in this series because they need that 16 to 22 points pretty consistently from him. He's going to have to potentially match up with a Siakam here and there or an OG or somebody like that, and he's going to have to give a good defensive effort. He needs to have a big impact on this series, or I think they could be in trouble.
Yeah, I thought maybe he got over some kind of a hump, and it was that Saturday afternoon game against the Charlotte Hornets here, where I believe in the first half he hit 4 3-pointers. He might have had 5 for the game, and he just looked good doing it. Nothing was forced. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. It was just he was catching and shooting, and he was doing exactly what you thought that he should be doing for this team specifically when James Harden got here, because it's going to create space for you. If he can be that guy where James Harden's dribble driving and drawing attention, or Joel Embiid's getting double and triple teamed, and he can be the guy that sets his feet, catches the ball, and consistently hits outside shots, my God, this team is a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, think about if you could rely on, say, 19 points a game from him in this series. It changes a lot. Now, it's only 5 points up from his average since Harden's been here, but that's a big 5 points.
Sure.
When you have a bench that has offensive question marks all over it. I mean, outside of the minivan, who's going to give you 10-plus on the bench that you can count on? Nobody.
It's bad. Yeah, I mean, but for me, it's Tobias Harris, and then Tobias Harris.
Yeah,
How about that?
I think people just kind of accepted that he's not going to give it to you. So it's just like, well, it's not
Whatever
that
you get is added.
So, yeah, not that it's been excused, but I think people just kind of are like, yeah.
Last year, one of the bets that I loved making was Tobias Harris over points, rebounds, and assists 25, because it hit just about every single time. And what I didn't expect was James Harden to get traded to this team and him struggling to get points, rebounds, assists at like 15. He was an albatross, and he was as lost as an absentee as Ben Simmons at times. It's just like he looked, I don't want to say disengaged, and that's not fair to him. I think he was trying to find his footing in this new role. But it's concerning because one of the things that we were promised with Toby was, well, he had his best years under Doc.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Doc is struggling to find a role for him is a big concern. But we know it's there, right? Like, we know that the good Tobias Harris hasn't left because we'll see it every once in a while. And if you get that, then this series looks like a sweep. Because you know Embiid's going to get his. We kind of know what James Harden's going to be. And if Tobias Harris can give you what Tobias Harris was giving you before the trade and last season, then Toronto doesn't have a shot.
And you're throwing Tyrese Maxey on top of that.
I mean, at that point, you don't even need a bench.
Yeah, so Jamie, you're real quick. Your 2 and 3 were Doc and the bench. Those two are kind of tied to each other.
They are.
Yeah.
But Doc is, look, he's going to be up against it here in both series if they're able to advance out of the first round. Nick Nurse and Eric Spoelstra that's murderer's row of NBA coaches right now. Doc's probably at the disadvantage in both. So to me, defensive adjustments, strategy, game plan, and Dan Burke's his defensive coach, they got to be great this series. They have to answer for Siakam. You don't want to exhaust Embiid covering Siakam all the time.
No.
Occasionally, it's fine, but you want him rim protecting more because Siakam's going to try and draw him out. Nurse is going to try and draw Embiid out of the lane as a smart coach would.
Sure.
So, they need defensive answers to the questions that Nick Nurse is going to propose. So it's not all a rotation, and I think defensively they have to adjust. And the other thing I think Doc and the coaching staff have to scheme up better is they need to protect the glass. If Toronto can get on the offensive boards in this series, that could be a death blow for the Sixers.
I can't. Offensive rebounding in a playoffs is murder.
No, it's murder.
But if you want a positive, and Bob, we saw the game on Saturday together.
Yeah.
They were dominating the board.
Yeah, they were.
Now, they're doing it against a bad team, but they had struggled against bad teams before. It was something that I hadn't seen, whether it be a good team or a bad team. They just looked lackadaisical when it came to rebounding. They weren't fighting for rebounds. It was kind of like, okay, I'll wait to see if the ball comes to me. Great. If it doesn't, but whatever. They were attacking the board battles on Saturday. So if I'm looking at one positive, maybe they can carry that over into the playoffs. Hopefully, because you're right. Like, it's going to drive me nuts watching playoff basketball and Joel Embiid not fighting for rebounds and the rest of the team just kind of okay, whatever.
And like Tobias, look, if he can't give you 20 a game, go get me 10 boards.
Yeah.
Like, you have to impact the games in other ways if offensively it's not working.
Sixers give up a lot of wide open shots, and a lot of those shots they give up are three-pointers. And when they're missed, they're long rebounds. And when you watch that team try to go after a ball, some of it has to do with slow of foot or reaction, whatever it is. But when there's a long rebound, that this, a defensive rebound that the Sixers should go and get, they just don't do it. They don't do it well at all. They give up more long offensive rebounds than any Sixers team I've seen in recent memory. And I do equate it to just not being quick of foot.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how that plays out.
Then the
Harden's
third
going to have to play there too.
Was the bench, which is an obvious one to me.
Yeah.
I mean, look, who's guaranteed to give you 10-plus points on that bench? Pretty much no one. George Niang's got your best shot at it. But the unknown here to me, the X factor bench-wise, is Shake Milton.
I'm oddly confident in him.
I wish I could.
I have faith. It's probably Billy Mumphrey, cockeyed optimist kind of faith, but I have a little bit of faith. He came alive last year in the playoffs a little bit. There was that game against Atlanta where he was crucial. He came in off the bench and started hit. I think he hit like 9 straight points, and they were big shots that he hit, and it came out of nowhere. So I do have a little bit of faith in him.
He could change everything.
Well, it was pretty obvious what turned him last year, and that was Shakeisms on this very airwave. So
I think you broke him.
Maybe Shakeisms, too, shouldn't be too far behind.
You think we have to
break?
Do we have to do an exorcism of Shakeisms before Saturday?
Do you have problems with your building's water and waste? Water pump system? Visit pumpmanphilly.com. Pumpman Philly, the guys to know to fix your flow.
Should we light some sage and get rid of the Shakeism stink?
No, it's okay.
Maybe. This might be your fault.
When we did Shakeisms last year.
Did he?
The game that Pat's talking about was right after Shakeisms. Oh, yeah. A Shakeisms 2 isn't far behind.
Oh, boy.
But Pat also wants to put a number to what the Sixers have to do this next series.
This is Pat's point of view. Here's Pat.
Really? Bro, grow up, man. If Coach is watching this, which you know he is, he's throwing his hands up. I was wondering this. In your mind, and you talk about this with you and your dad, you had this exercise of 3 players averaging 90 points. And if you get that, you're guaranteed a win. Am I getting that correct?
Yeah, well, not averaging, but in games where it happened, 3 for 90, it was very rare. But when it happened, yes, teams usually win.
Okay. I was wondering this. In your mind, what is the number for Joel Embiid, for James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, and for Tobias Harris? What's the
Points?
number? Yeah, what's the number combined? What number do they need to get to?
Ooh.
Tyrese, James, and Joel? No Tobias or Tobias?
No, Tobias too. Yeah, the 4.
Wow. Go ahead, Jamie. I won't.
I'm just doing math in my head because I'm an idiot.
3 for 90 is rarely done. I'll go for those 4 for 90.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think 95.
Because this is what worries me is those are your 4 players, right? Danny Green is probably going to give you at most 9.
Yeah, I was going
right?
to say like 8, 9.
And then
yeah.
we talked about the struggles with the bench. So if you add in 90, you're 95, you're looking at 105, 106, 107 around there, right? Is that enough? Because right now, those 4, just based on their season averages, are averaging 84 points. And that isn't enough.
Yeah.
Like, they do need more.
Well, their minutes are going to go up, so their scoring, therefore, should go up.
I mean, most of those guys, though, were starting. Like, will their minutes go up? Because
You're going to
most
need
of those
25
guys,
points from the bench minimum.
Most of those guys, though, like the top 4 that I just mentioned, they've been starters the whole season. And they still combined, if you're looking at their season averages, and maybe James Harden isn't fair because he was on a different team, but combined, they gave you 84 combined points.
Vince Pellegrini on the YouTube chat says they need 105 out of those 4.
Wow, that's a lot.
I don't disagree, though. I don't. I mean, I think you need a minimum of 100. Joel Embiid going off for 30 is fine, but you're going to need.
Well, scoring should be. I think historically, the scoring takes a little bit of a dip, right, from regular season averages.
Maybe. I think asking.
So we're probably looking at 115, 120-ish games.
Asking 4 guys, though, to go to give you 100 combined points should not be that difficult, especially when.
I think it's more difficult than you think.
Probably
4 for 100?
4 for 100.
Like, if they have 120
each?
in a
Wow.
game, I don't think the starters are giving you 105.
Yeah, but Joel Embiid, like, looking at it, Joel Embiid's probably giving you 30 plus.
You hope.
And then one of those guys is going to go off for.
You're going to need the
hopefully
bench
more.
to get you 25 to 30 points a game.
That's the thing. Like, I'm not banking on that. I don't think that
But
happens.
you need it.
I know you need it. I don't think you're getting it.
So since Harden got here, the team averaged 110.6 points a game. I think it was up from around 103 or 105, something like that. 4 for 100. That's a tough ask.
That was my first.
Real
The
tough.
first number
Yeah.
that I had was 4 for 100. Now, that's only 10 points away from your 3 for 90. But do you think that's obtainable? Do you think your number that you gave is obtainable?
No, 3 for 90 is something that
It's hard
happened-
to do. I know
yeah,
it's hard
I mean,
to do.
It rarely happened, and that's why my dad and I, when we would see it in a box score, we would say, oh, 3
the
for
reason I
90.
brought the 3 for 90 is because you said 3 for 90, you're basically guaranteed to win. And I'm looking to guarantee wins here.
Dustin Miller said, here's what's realistic for me. Embiid gives you 30, Harden 20, Maxey and Tobias 15. That's 80. So then you need 20 to 25 combined from Shake, Danny, and George Niang. That's probably the most realistic way to look at it.
Even getting 80, it's like they're averaging 84 in the season, so 80 is a dip.
But yeah,
that's disappointing.
That might be a playoff dip, though, right?
I think if you're getting 80 out of those 4, you're in trouble.
Okay, that's
maybe
okay.
Maybe I'm asking way too much of them.
No.
I probably am.
I think
but-
that's a good number. If you don't get 80 from the 4 of them, you're in trouble. Let's up it even to 85. If you don't get 85 out of the 4 of them, you're in trouble. Because I think 85 is attainable. As you said,
it should
the
be.
average
They
is
average 84, so 85 should be obtainable. You should be able to pencil in 85. I would take 90.
90 would
James,
be a win to
I
me.
know what you're saying. I don't have a ton of. I have faith in Shake, I guess. I don't really have faith. Like, there's going to be a game where Danny Green is, a donut in the stat column.
Probably.
He's going to be off. He's going to be 0 for 4 from 3, and he's going to start dishing it. Can George Niang pick up the slack? Can Shake Milton pick up the slack?
I think George is good for 12 a game.
I hope. And he should be.
Yeah, he's got to be double digits.
Yeah, he has to be.
Agree.
I think Danny's going to hit some shots this first round.
I hope so. And
Like some
in the
big
starting
momentum
role,
shots.
we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Is that the best place for him? He gets to start with Embiid on the floor.
I kind of always thought so. We'll see. I mean, we're going to find out as soon as they get to Toronto. Well, actually, you think game one, he's in the lineup. Matisse is now a bench player.
I don't think you can go
it's probably
different
pretty
starting
tough.
lineups. I think you have to have Thibault coming off the bench for this series, at least this series. The weather's heating up, and so are the specials at PJ Wellahan's. Meet up with friends for happy hour every Monday through Friday to enjoy great deals on food and drink features. All right, when we get back here on the John Kincade Show, we're going to dip in a little bit more to the Sixers. Specifically, we're going to dive into the name we just mentioned, Matisse Thybulle. How would you handle it? How do you think the Sixers are going to handle it? We'll take a look at all that here on the John Kincade Show, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Trust. It's simple. It's the number one quality you want to find in a family-owned business, especially a family-owned business that's going to be working on your family's home. It is what helps you stand the test of time. And for nearly 70 years and 4 generations, the Subers brothers at SNS Remodeling have been providing the highest level of craftsmanship at a fair price. They came out to my house last week to give me an estimate on something, and I trust them. With my, they were like, can I walk Bootsy around the block? I was like, yeah, sure. I trust you guys. Go for it. You want to watch the kids? I'll go out for a little bit. And that's how you stay in business for decades. All those years, all those roofs, windows, doors, and remodeling projects, SNS still has a stellar reputation. Let the SNS family take care of your family's home. Visit ssremodeling.com and check out one of the most trusted local contractors in the entire area. I trust them so much, I can't wait for them to get to work on my house this spring. They've been serving Delaware County, Chester County, and Northern Delaware for nearly 70 years. SNS Remodeling Contractors, trusted since 1953. That's ssremodeling.com, or you can call them at 610-936-8382.
The John Kincade Show.
I am so excited I can't stand it!
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Maxey at midcourt steals the ball. He has it with Tobias in front, and Harris jams it.
The Sixers start the 2022 NBA playoffs this Saturday at 6 versus the Raptors. It's round 1, game 1. Hear all the action right here on your home for 76ers playoff basketball. 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Sixers basketball is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app.
Hey, it's cause, listen, I know you're panicked. You're looking around, and all of a sudden, it's April. But you could still be slimmer before the kids get out of school. It only takes 40 days to lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds with NJ Diet. NJ Diet's program starts with bioenergetically personalized supplements based on your hair, saliva, and blood work. It's about the science with NJ Diet. NJ Diet uses DNA testing to create your ideal diet and workout regimen to help you keep the weight off. You don't want to do it alone. NJ Diet knows that. They're with you every step of the way. You'll be fully monitored by their certified staff to make sure you're burning fat, not just losing water. You'll also get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet is all natural. No shots, no hormones, no dreaded prepackaged foods. Ew. No surgery. Locations: Newark, Delaware, King of Prussia, Cherry Hill, from home. Live online video consultations from your couch. Call 855-5NJ-DIET. That's 855-5NJ-DIET, or go to NJDiet.com. Lose the weight for good. That's NJDiet.com.
I hate Steven Singer.
I get that a lot.
You know why?
Why?
Because unless I buy my gifts from Steven Singer Jewelers, my wife isn't satisfied.
So, how can I help you?
Well, how do you get away with advertising real roses you don't throw in the trash in a week?
They're my famous roses, dipped in pure 24-karat gold. They last forever.
Sounds expensive.
They start at just $59. Each one comes in a premium color and is shipped in our signature gift box with a love message from you.
Do I have to water it?
Nope, it's a real rose, and it's preserved in pure gold.
All right. How do I get one?
Easy. Just go to IHateStevenSinger.com.
Shipping.
Free in time for Mother's Day, but don't wait.
What if she hates my personal love message?
Just pick one from our online list.
Just click on IHateStevenSinger.com to see the entire collection of real roses dipped in 24-karat gold. No matter how you feel about Steven Singer, she'll love it.
Do you still hate me?
Absolutely.
FanDuel Sportsbook NBA same-game parlays give you the chance to turn a little bet into a big payday. Choose any NBA game and combine multiple bets into one wager for bigger wins. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code PLAY to bet the NBA today. That's promo code PLAY exclusively on FanDuel Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA.
21 plus and present in Arizona, Colorado, Connecticut, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, permitted parishes only. Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, Wyoming, or West Virginia. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-877-7770-STOP in Louisiana. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789. 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
If your office is reopening, Staples has you covered.
Back to the office, back to in-person meetings.
Staples has you covered.
In the office one day, home the next. I need to be able to work from anywhere.
Staples has you covered with everything you need for everywhere you work. Right now, save $15 when you spend $75 on select items. Everything you need for the office, home, anywhere. Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 4/16. In-store only. Coupon required. One per customer. See store or staplesconnect.com for exclusions and details.
From installing a smart garage door opener, to installing a bathroom faucet, to removing a tree, the Home Depot believes you can do anything, especially the things we have how-to guides for. Visit HomeDepot.com for thousands of tips, workshops, and ideas for projects, big and small. The Home Depot app. How doers get more done.
We all reach tipping points in life. The weight of a low-paying job, unpaid bills, a new family. You can't keep going. That's where My Computer Career can help. In just months, not years, they can help you start a new life as an IT pro, even with no prior experience. Impossible? You learn online from home, and My Computer Career offers lifetime career services to help you find jobs with companies begging for IT pros. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Whether you want to buy a new home, grow your business, or build your nest egg, where there's a WSFS, there's a way. WSFS Bank has been serving the people of this region for nearly 200 years, so we understand your needs, your hopes, your aspirations. With a local presence and national capabilities, WSFS is the bank from here that can take you anywhere. So now the question is, where would you like to go? Where there's a WSFS, there's a way. WSFS Bank. We stand for service. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Hey there, casino fans. I'm here to let you know that the new BetRivers.com casino app is here. It's got lots and lots of exciting slots and table games to play, fast payouts, and a rewards program you'll love. Plus, with award-winning customer service, the excitement never stops. So get ready, casino lovers, to experience the BetRivers.com difference you can trust. It's a whole new game. Download it today.
Presented by Rivers Casino, Philadelphia. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's time to spring on the cold brew topped with cold foam at Dunkin'. Whether you're feeling a little salty with our rich and creamy salted caramel cold foam or a little sweet with our smooth and velvety sweet cold foam, we've got the perfect sips to match your springtime mood.
So it's like a choose-your-own cold foam adventure?
That's right. And no matter which smooth sips you're feeling, you always win.
Well, then I'm in the mood for an adventure.
Spring it on with salted caramel cold foam and sweet cold foam at Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'. Exclusions, additional charges, and terms may apply. Price and participation may vary.
Nothing hits harder than this. Five-Finger Death Punch. Under and over it. September 15th, Waterfront Music Pavilion. With Megadeth. And special guests, The Who. And Fire from the Gods. On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at LiveNation.com. Part of the Mattress Warehouse concert series. New single, Afterlife, out now. WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia. A Beasley Media Group station. Home of 76ers basketball. And Flyers hockey.
Plug in.
97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
Whether you were a day one listener or have just joined the party, we're glad to have you here. It's the John Kincade Show. It's continuing now
on 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
It is the John Kincade Show here at 97.5 The Fanatic. Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, and Connor Thomas getting things done today. Thank you for joining us. Want to tell you the 9 o'clock hour. It's brought to you by the Bagster Dumpster in a Bag. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. For details, go to Bagster.com. Welcome to all of our YouTube listeners, watchers, all of that, everybody. If you're on the app, whatever it may be, we thank you all for being here. We talked a lot of Sixers today because you got the series coming up. And Jamie, I don't know if you have it in front of you or you have it committed to memory.
I have.
No. I'm talking about the Sixers schedule. It was released a little bit ago.
Saturday, 2 o'clock next week is great.
Go ahead, Pat. I'll let you take care of this, Pat.
It's all over the place.
You're the best. I mean, far and wide, people are saying you're the best.
It's as if you don't even believe me. But you can find the full schedule at 97.5thefanatic.com. Yeah, so obviously Game 1 is going to be this Saturday at 6 p.m., which is a weird day, weird start for a tip-off. Game 2, Monday, April 18th at 7:30. Then they head up to Toronto. Game 3 will be April 20th. That's a Wednesday at 8 p.m. Game 4, Saturday. That's a big break in between. Saturday for Game 4, April 23rd at 2 p.m. And then they head back to Philly for Game 5. That's Monday, April 25th. That time is TBD. But Monday, you figure it's going to be 7 or 8 o'clock. Game 6, they head back to Toronto. That's Thursday, April 28th. Same thing, TBD. And then if it reaches a Game 7, that'll be Saturday in Philly, April 30th. Time TBD.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you for that.
Next Saturday, I just pulled up my calendar because, of course, you always kind of get screwed with pre-existing events in the playoff schedule.
I don't keep a calendar.
I was taking my niece and my daughter to the zoo next Saturday, so we're going to have to make that an early morning zoo trip.
What time does the zoo open on the weekends, James?
I have no idea.
Well, you better check into that.
Well, I also have to be home by 2 p.m., so.
Yes.
Sorry, kids. The zoo's happening early.
Yeah, Connor, you don't keep a calendar of your many social events or work events that you have coming up?
No, I don't really have that many events. You see, when you don't have all that many friends, it makes it really easy to not have things to plan to do.
Well, don't have kids because they take all your time.
Pat, do you have a calendar or a day book or anything like that you help?
I don't have a calendar on my phone, but do you? You're the one. Yeah, that's a cool app. What's the name of that? It's called Calendar. It's pretty sweet. I don't really use it, though. No, I mean, I
don't really have a lot of stuff going on.
I kind of just remember it. At least
I'm horrible with that.
At least I hope to remember it. But there are definitely some things at times that slip through the cracks. But playoff time, you need to write down and be cognizant because you also make these plans like it's wedding season. Yeah, it is. I got one coming up next month. Yeah, I think I have like 2 that I have to go to, and you got to make sure that weddings aren't on games or else I'll be faking a tummy ache.
I'm horrible at that stuff. I'm horrible
my wife hates me for it.
My cousin who lives up in Connecticut, he was making a day of it today to come down, go to the Phillies. He's a Mets fan. Go to the Phillies-Mets game and then go to the Rangers-Flyers game tonight. And he's including me in on it and all this stuff. And I tell my wife about it, and immediately Donna says, "You have to do the Mike Missinelli show that afternoon. Don't forget."
You dummy.
Like, oh, yeah, that's right. I can't do anything.
Yeah, I do it. I commit to everything. The question is, do you want to do this? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I just don't think about the calendar. And
yeah.
And then she's like, you dummy, we have this. Like yesterday, I went, oh, Sunday's Easter?
Yeah,
she was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, I'm not good with this stuff.
I actually had somebody set up an appointment for Sunday at 11 o'clock in the morning originally, like a couple weeks back. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And I go home and I tell Donna, and she's like, that's Easter. Like, what is wrong with you?
See, Easter's a weird one, though, because it's not the same day every year.
Yeah.
It's like this certain Sunday of a month, but every year the date changes.
Date.
Yeah, Connor's right.
Yeah,
it
no,
changes.
I agree with you.
Now, I mean, the iPhone, luckily, it'll tell you. So, yeah, that's one of the holidays the iPhone has in there that it'll alert you to. But I did know it was Easter on Sunday.
Okay,
that's only because I thought we had off.
Big brunch plans? Oh, don't bring it up.
Yeah,
don't bring up that we don't have off for Easter.
Yeah.
Like we don't get a floating day for Easter. It sent Pat on a wild tizzy the other day.
No.
Yeah,
no.
A little bit. It did.
No, Bob. What sent me off was you guys acting like I was nuts. What are you talking about? Like, we have off. I mean, it's Sunday. It's the same day.
It's not the way we said it.
It did. It is. And then it turns out, no, we used to have Good Friday off. So I wasn't wrong in my line of thinking.
Well, yeah, but Friday is the day people work on, and Sunday.
But I had like 3 or 4 people like acting like I was crazy, acting like I'm sitting here saying, "Hey, do we have Victory over Japan Day off?" And it turns out we used to. So I wasn't the fool. You guys were.
I don't think we were being combative with you. We were just saying, we used to have
because you
off
gotta
for
understand.
Easter.
I'm thinking, all right, we have a short work week. This is going to be awesome. I go to confirm it, and then it turns out not only do we not have a short work week, but now everyone's making fun of me, pointing fingers, saying, "How did you think that we had Monday or Friday off? Easter's a Sunday. You don't work on Sunday. What do you?"
I don't think we're making fun of you at all, buddy.
We were. I can't believe you're actually.
I really
wasn't this guy.
I said, I didn't know. We never did have that day off before, did we?
3 or 4 of you jagaloons acting like I was in the wrong.
Are you
it turns out
Pat?
We used to have a Friday. I'm probably not, Jamie. I'm probably broken. I'm probably broken. All right. Is that what you want to hear?
Do you not
I'm
like
not
being
okay.
in here with us,
I'm a My
Pat?
Chemical Romance song. I'm not okay. Trust me.
It's not your fault, Pat.
It's not.
Is it this studio that gets you like this? I don't know. I thought you'd like to come in with us and be a nice little group here, but you're just not that happy today.
YouTube got that Alec Bum joke.
Yeah,
I love this place. I love working with you guys. You know
awesome.
that.
All right, so we mentioned this guy before we went on break, and I'm anxious to hear what you guys have to say about it. And Jamie, you posed the question about Matisse Thybulle. What do you do if you're Doc Rivers for this series? So I'm gonna throw it right back at you guys. What do you do? How do you handle Matisse Thybulle in this series? You have a starting lineup, which includes him, that is one of the best the best by a far margin at outscoring other starting fives in this league. He's not going to be available for at least games 3 and 4 up in Toronto. How does that affect how you use him in game 1 and 2, if it does, James?
He's a second unit defensive specialist for me. I have Danny Green starting because, like you said, I don't think you can go herky-jerky with a starting lineup throughout the series. You can't go game 1 and 2 with one lineup, game 3 and 4 with another. Just be uniform throughout. So, he's going to match up with Siakam for me. I might even try to match his minutes with when Siakam's on as opposed to off because I think he's the most important guy to stop for the Raptors. Van Vliet's second, but I don't think you put Thybulle on him. So I might try and stagger his minutes to match up with Siakam's and try to find that mesh point of Joel leaving, Siakam being on while still getting Thybulle his minutes and just try to attack it that way, I guess. He really screwed up this series. That's a tough job for the coaching staff to figure out.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Doc Rivers addressed it yesterday and said that, look, it's a real challenge. He said, I don't agree with him. He said, I support him because he's one of my players. I support him. He said, I don't agree with the decision, and it really has put the team in a conundrum. But, Pat, what Jamie said, though, he said he wouldn't start him. It kind of lends to if you want to match him up with Siakam, who is a starter and plays a lot of minutes, I don't know. Why wouldn't you start him? And why wouldn't you have that starting five in there that's so good at outscoring other teams?
That makes the most sense to me.
To not start him?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. I keep saying 100% today. But it makes the logical sense of your team isn't built for defense. Your team is built to outscore teams. That's your road to victory. So in this situation, do that.
But they've done it with Thybulle in the starting lineup.
They have been.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, you're right. I would not start him, though. You need to get used to the fact that he's not going to be with you in Toronto.
I'm just so sick of, after last year, incompetence on the offensive end. Like, if Danny Green can hit a couple shots early for you, I think it changes the entire offense for the whole game. Matisse, you just know you're getting nothing from. And I don't want to see another playoff series where the other team's worst defender is allowed to hide on the court because somebody is just inadequate at offense. With Danny Green out there, like Pat said, if this team's going to win anything, it's on the backs of their offense. So to me, I'm putting out the best offense I can possible, using him as a defensive specialist. And I just think Danny Green makes that offense better in the starting five. I think that's undeniable because of the spacing, because he actually has an ability to hit some open shots. And look, if Harden's going to give you 15 assists per game, and Tyrese and Danny are hitting shots, that's probably the best Sixers team you can see.
Yeah, if they rebound
Which is
this
key.
all ties together.
Key to this
They can
series.
rebound and then get out and run, and Danny Green can get out and run and get set in his position like we've talked about all the time, corner threes, and he's set, catch, shoot. If he can get you a couple early on, it
changes the game.
It's great. It makes things so much easier for
Whereas
this team.
Thibault isn't going to shoot
No,
those,
he's not.
especially early on.
And we haven't seen the cutting movement from Thibault recently as we saw when Harden got here. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. I think that's the most interesting thing going in for the Sixers
that what you're
in this
doing?
series. I told you I wouldn't start Thibault. I can't go herky-jerky like you put it. I think you have to go with a set lineup. I agree with you that if Siakam starts to go off or if Van Vliet, you have to get your best defender out there.
Now, question, do you put any of this on Doc for not toying with a Danny Green starting 5 earlier? Once this kind of came into picture in the final, 7-8 games that Toronto was, destined to be the first-round series, don't you maybe try Danny Green a little bit more?
But then it's going against what you said yesterday. Why are you making adjustments? You have the best starting 5 according to the numbers. Why would you adjust?
Because he's removed from the series for half of it.
Yeah.
That wasn't something in your control. That is out of your, what do they call it? Force majeure, where it's out of your control. I think he probably should have experimented in hindsight now.
Yeah.
A little bit more with Danny running with that starting 5.
Yeah, because he knew it. We didn't.
Yes, they've known about this for a while, and that's why I raised the question. We just found out about it, a week, 10 days ago?
Exactly.
Doc and the team have known the entire season.
Yeah. No, it's the biggest question going into this series, and how Doc Rivers handles it is going to probably sway a lot of people in his favor or on the side of where many are not liking a lot of his decisions. All right, we're going to shift over to the Eagles real quick, and Jamie wanted to talk about a little something that Adam Schefter said yesterday, and it's a linchpin.
This is the linchpin.
Yeah, usually with Schefter, you and I do a pretty good job of speaking Schefter, i.e. Reading in between the lines, taking the little crumbs that he leaves and trying to put it together into a nice cookie at the end. The crumb that stayed with me yesterday after the interview with Schefter, I asked him, with the salary money they have left, is it more for spending this year, or is the plan to roll it over into next year? Because I think that they have roughly $19 million available. They can roll that into next year, where maybe you can make the bigger splash and you're getting your salary in order, getting out from under the Wentz and Ertz and Fletcher Cox and all these guaranteed monies that got screwed up. Is it for now or is it for the future? And Adam's line was kind of like, well, if teams have it now, it's probably more for the future than it is for the now. Now, obviously, there's some big names out there with Juice Landry and Odell Beckham and Tyrone Matthew and, a couple others here and there. But him saying that made me think it's probably not going to happen. Like, this might be more money dedicated already for next year's
You
cap.
okay with that?
Not really.
You think
I
you're
get
throwing
it.
away a year?
Not throwing away. It's just you could do more.
Not going all in.
If it's a one-year deal, while you can't roll it over, you lose the money to roll over. I don't know. You're just not. We talked about the mediocrity of this franchise over the last 4 years earlier. To me, it's just lame. Like, I get it, but I don't like it.
It elicits no reaction.
Yeah.
But it doesn't excite you.
I think it kind of makes the most sense, though. I don't think they want to go
I think
all
it does,
in
too.
if they don't know if Jalen Hurts is the guy. So if they want to make a decision, yes or no, if he is. If he's not, then they need to allocate some assets and try to find the guy. That might be on the free agent market. So you need cap space. And if he is the guy, then you're probably going to want to go out and maybe get him a weapon or two. Or at least okay, well, we have that set. Now we can spend. I mean, I don't necessarily blame them. It's kind of a buzzkill a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily blame them for doing what they're doing. I personally wouldn't go all in this year anyway. And I think by spending up into your cap is going all in. I mean, every day that goes by, Honey Badger's value drops.
But like 3 years, say $30 million for the Honey Badger. Let's just assume that's what he goes for.
I think we all agreed that was good yesterday, right?
Is that going all in?
No. No, it's not. It's It's a contender move, though.
I mean, it's $10 million you can't roll into next year.
It's a contender move. I'm torn because it makes you better, but
it's not going to get you a Lombardi.
No, it won't, and it might ultimately hurt you because the Honey Badger on this team doesn't sway you one way or another if Jalen Hurts is the guy. It makes your defense better. And that if he's not the guy that could win you enough games, you know what I mean? Like, are you guys following what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
It makes you more of a contender to the point where you end up putting yourself out of the top 5 of that quarterback class that you have to trade up into. So,
and that might be part of it. If they, well, then you're that's kind of like a.
Like, I'd rather go
not.
with a younger safety if a Kyle Hamilton drops. And I think that's what they are waiting for. They want to see how the draft plays out.
It's a safety-rich draft.
Go. But if Kyle Hamilton drops, I'd rather go through the growing pains and also go through the growing pains of Jalen Hurts. No matter what, they're not winning a Lombardi this year anyway. So you got to find out if he's the guy, and if he's not, then there's nothing worse than being that, kind of what they were last year, the fringe playoff team where you're sitting there in the teens and you're like, well, we can't get one of the top quarterbacks, so we're going to have to give up a lot to get up to that point, and even then, we're not probably getting the top 5 quarterback, or we're getting the 5th quarterback at a 5. Like, that's just...
the games we have to play.
Yeah. It doesn't sit well with me.
Preferred Home Improvement. When it comes to the exterior of your home, you need a local, trusted professional with over 35 years experience. Visit phibuilds.com. All right, we got to get into a little Flyers talk, and you know what that means. It means What the Puck with Jason Martinez.
I think I yelled "What the Puck" last night 9 times.
Yeah, I think
9 times.
I think, Jay, a lot of people did. 9-2 lost to the Capitals. Look, the kids gave it their all, that's for sure.
Did they?
I think, personally, they did a lot of people a favor. They were out of it quickly, so you could turn over to the Phillies, but the Phillies didn't exactly play well. But yesterday, Jay, was the debut of a very high prospect in Bobby Brink. In my opinion, he probably should have won the Hobie Baker Award. 57 points, 41 games at the University of Denver. He capped off winning a national championship. He signs his entry-level contract. He picked up his first NHL point last night, believe it or not, in a 9-2 loss. He picked up an assist. But what did you see from Bobby Brink?
I mean, it's hard to really kind of judge anything on last night when the game got so sideways. And, I mean, watching that game, the structure was sucked up by a tornado in the Twister movie. They just were atrocious. But, I mean, what you're going to get with him is you're going to get a guy that's got a good scoring touch, good playmaking ability, offensive ability. Not the biggest guy, but he is... this is a term of endearment for hockey players. He's a rat. He's a guy that'll get in there. He's grimy. He's going to be around the net, and he's just going to be grimy and get grimy goals as well. He's going to score some pretty goals, but he's going to get grimy goals. And he does have that offensive ability. And so I'm looking forward to seeing him the rest of the way, provided this team can find a little bit of structure in their game, because last night was abhorrent.
Yeah, it's the second year in a row that they've given up 9 goals, which honestly I'm not even mad at. It's quite impressive when you really think about it, because it's
That's a beer league score.
Yeah, it really is. It's so rare to see. Unfortunately, though, Carter Hart came back and get injured. What's the latest on those two?
Well, I know a lot of people. Hart had a nagging injury a couple weeks ago, and they're saying shut him down. I thought that was silly to shut him down on a nagging injury. At that point, he missed 1 game, 1 practice. But last night he did a left to right post play, jammed his right leg into the post. And you can see he wasn't right. So they took him out at the end of the period, and we don't have an update yet. I don't think he's going to be available today, same with Atkinson. And Atkinson's been banged up as well. They play again tonight. You get the Rangers tonight. So you have a chance to turn the page as quickly as humanly possible here and put that game in the rear view. But, I was really angry at the second period of the Anaheim Ducks game, because I thought it was really a period where they felt entitled to win, and they're not that team.
Well, the Ducks were skilling it up, Jay.
Yeah, well, the Ducks had also lost 13 to 14 games coming into that.
Those damn kids, they skill it up.
And they go into that second period, it was awful. And I said, okay, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that was just an outlier. Well, last night proved that the second period in the Ducks game and the third period in the Ducks game was not an outlier. It's a problem.
At this point in the season, when you're getting blown out 9-2 and you've been eliminated, obviously the younger kids they get up for these games. How difficult do you think it is for the veterans? Like, you know, Jenny had 2 goals last night, but like a guy like JVR, a guy like Cam Atkinson, how difficult it is to get up for these kind of games, or are they just do they have one foot in the offseason?
Well, I mean, I think they're thinking tick 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 here. Let's get to the off season. Let me get my body rested and all those things, because they're veterans. There's a lot of wear and tear. But you know how they are. As soon as the clock starts and they drop the puck, these guys all want to win. They're pro athletes. It's in their DNA, and they compete. But I mean, make no mistake about it. I'm sure they're also human, and they're going tick tick tick. Let me get to the off season here.
All right, Jay. Well, we'll talk to you. I'll talk to you in a couple hours because you're on the pregame with Brian Smith and the postgame with Brian Smith and doing intermission and whatnot. So it looks like the Rangers will be starting their backup. So bet the over on that, and we'll talk to you for Flyers.
Yeah, Jay,
Rangers.
I'm also looking forward to the offseason.
James, I do a daily podcast.
I can't imagine.
Daily.
Yeah, just that's capital D.
Training camp. It has been. It's just not easy. It's not, covering a team or doing a daily podcast.
You're talking to Bob, who covered the process. I mean, this is similar.
Yeah.
A 10-72 team I had. Yeah.
Jarvis Varnado.
Uh-huh.
When Bob passes away, and we're not...
Jesus, man. Okay.
I'm right here.
That's it. Jay, talk to you later, bud. We're wrapping it up.
No, when Bob gets to the pearly gates, God's going to say, you covered the process. Here's the penthouse.
Well, thanks, Jay. We appreciate it, and we will talk to you again next week, buddy.
Boys, have a great week.
All right, you too. See ya.
It's a tough job.
Wow. After he says that, I have to say the FEMA Funeral Assistance Program.
The timing.
Wow. If you paid or are still paying the cost of a COVID-19...
nothing
funeral.
funnier than this topic.
You may qualify for up to $9,000 in FEMA assistance. Just call 844-684-6333. This is the John Kincade Show. When we get back, Jamie wants to push somebody, and it's not Pat, but he's got to push somebody. We'll get to it when we get back. 97.5 The Fanatic, John Kincade Show.
Hey, I'm looking to talk to my fellow smart sports bettors. It's basketball playoff time, and PropSwap is something you need to know about because it's where we all find the best odds in the country for futures, props, and parlays. I've been using PropSwap for a while because it's where America buys and sells sports bets. Sellers across America list their sports bets for sale on PropSwap, and thousands of buyers visit PropSwap every day to find the best odds in the country. The very best time to buy prop bets is always early in the playoffs when the odds are at their highest. And the highest odds now can only be found at PropSwap.com and on the free PropSwap app. Who's going to win the championship? The average prop swapper makes $500 a month just buying and selling sports bets on PropSwap. And last year, 2 different prop swappers made over $100,000 buying and selling sports bets. So come join in the fun today. Download the free PropSwap app and PropSwap your sports bets. Go to PropSwap.com.
The John Kincade Show.
God, I am so sick of this crap.
Is this the show?
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Joel beyond the arc, fakes, drives, sidestep, jam. Oh, baby, a throwdown.
The Sixers start the 2022 NBA playoffs this Saturday at 6 versus the Raptors. It's round 1, game 1. Hear all the action right here on your home for 76ers playoff basketball. 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Sixers basketball is brought to you by Corona, proud sponsor of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Verizon knows you need internet speeds you can rely on at a price you can trust. Switch to Verizon Fios, the 100% fiber optic network with upload speeds up to 25 times faster than cable and internet plans with no surprises. Enjoy gaming with ultra low lag, streaming your favorite shows and movies, and video chatting to stay connected with your friends and family. All with no hidden fees and no expiring promo prices. Plans start at just $39.99 per month with autopay. That's right. Faster speed and reliability costs less than you think. No surprises, no caveats, just the 100% fiber optic network and 100% price transparency. That's Verizon Fios. Call 1-800-VERIZON to switch today. February 23rd, 2022 speed claim based on Fios gigabit connection max upload speeds of 880 megabits per second versus 35 megabits per second advertised upload speeds for Xfinity Gigabit, Spectrum Internet Gig, and Optimum 1 Gig plans. $15 per month router charge, $99 setup fee, and terms may apply.
FanDuel Sportsbook NBA same-game parlays give you the chance to turn a little bet into a big payday. Choose any NBA game and combine multiple bets into one wager for bigger wins. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code PLAY to bet the NBA today. That's promo code PLAY exclusively on FanDuel Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA.
21 plus and present in Arizona, Colorado, Connecticut, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana. Permitted parishes only. Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, Wyoming, or West Virginia. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789. 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
Financing a new home couldn't be easier when you choose Cross Country Mortgage. Their mission is simple: to provide you with the best possible lending options and offer a transparent mortgage process for everyone involved. With their dedicated team of loan officers, your dream home could be yours in an average of 21 days. For homeowners, they offer renos, refis, jumbo loans, everything you need to keep your house feeling like home. Visit ccm.com. Cross Country Mortgage, dedicated to getting it done. Cross Country Mortgage, LLC, NMLS 3029, www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Do you think all premium fuels are the same? Well, your engine doesn't. Shell V-Power Nitro Plus helps keep your engine running like new because it's engineered to defend against 4 main engine threats: gunk, wear, corrosion, and friction. So next time, choose Shell's most advanced fuel ever. It's fuel for thought. In engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus premium gasoline.
Circle up, team. We've got status.
Evelyn's marketing consultancy client roster is skyrocketing.
Okay, so this week is a biggie. We've got the pitch and 3 client meetings.
She needs another analyst before her team's free time plummets.
Who's running the competitive analysis on fruit snacks?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
We buy any car. We buy any car. We buy any car. Any.
Trading in or selling your car, truck, or SUV? WeBuyAnyCar.com takes the hassle out of selling in just 3 easy steps. 1. Get your free online valuation. 2. Drive to your local car buying center. And 3. Walk out with your check in as little as 30 minutes. So don't wait. Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Find out how much your car's worth at WeBuyAnyCar.
Now through April 14th, join a clean and spacious Planet Fitness for $1 down and only $10 a month. With tons of equipment and free fitness training, it's the perfect place for everybody to work out.
Even me, Mr. I can't sleep at night, so I keep dozing off during the day.
Especially you, Snoozy. You'll rest easier and feel fit-tacular.
Wait, how did you get in here?
Join in club or at planetfitness.com. $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Hurry, deal ends April 14th. See club for details.
Prime members, need a showstopper for your big hosting night? Save on your main course and get beef tenderloin roast or steaks for $24.99 per pound through April 19th, while supplies last. See more on the Whole Foods Market app.
Betway, official sports betting partner of the 76ers. Visit us.betway.com to learn more. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This week's Pro to Watch is brought to you by Bradford White. Bradford White water heaters are built to be the best. Tobias Harris seems to be coming around to his somewhat old self these past few weeks. Tobias continues to average about 37 minutes a game, but his field goal percentage and three-point percentage is on the rise. Over the past few games, his shooting percentage is near 50%, while his three-point percentage continues to climb with help from that 83% three-point shooting game he had versus the Pacers last week. Tobias is going to be key for the 76ers to make a strong push into the late rounds of the NBA playoffs this year. For exceptional hot water performance for your home or your business, ask a plumbing professional about installing a Bradford White water heater. Whether it's a gas or electric, tank or tankless, how you heat your water matters. So choose the quality, efficiency, and reliability of Bradford White for your starting lineup. To learn more and find a pro near you, visit BradfordWhite.com.
Hello? Whether you're at home or on the go, listen to 97.5 The Fanatic on Odyssey on your smartphone, Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, Audacy. Check it out now. Now, back to the John Kincade Show.
It's spelled Kincade, Kincade. Just so you know when you're writing your complaint emails.
On 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
9 o'clock hour of the John Kincade Show, brought to you by the Bagster. Dumpster in a bag. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. For details, go to bagster.com. Connor, we have some sad news. That at the beginning of the show, it was great news, great story, and now it's come full rotation.
With all due respect to Mr. Jeff Singer, we talked about earlier in the program,
Did he get sent
probably
down?
Good news for the team. Corey Knebel got reinstated off of the COVID list, so Jeff Singer was sent down.
So 1 day COVID.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
what
tested
the deal
negative.
that is there. Yeah,
Yeah,
So he must have had a close contact and then got off.
Connor said to me during the break, I'm still the better pitcher in the Rancocas Valley Men's League.
I did not say that. But what did happen in the break, Bob, is you pegged me in the back of the head with a
I didn't
tennis
mean
ball.
that. Yeah, that was my fault. So what happens is when I come back into the Connor and I usually have a catch on the breaks. When I come back in off of the break, Connor usually tries to throw the ball at me before I get into the studio. Well, he does throw the ball.
I aim from like lower back down.
I did. Yeah, my fault. You turned the corner. I got a little over anxious because I never get to throw at you, and I got him right in the back of the head.
In the back of the head.
Yeah, that wasn't good. I apologize.
Yeah, I may not be better than Jeff Singer, but I think I got you beat still.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The BetParks Casino and Sportsbook app, BetParks, is where odds, bets, slots, and games all come together in perfect harmony right in your pocket. New customers make your first bet risk-free up to $750. Must be 21 and in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, Jamie, we know you are a physical man by nature. You and Anthony have your tussles every day. You push Pat around like he's a bag of potatoes all the time. You're somewhat of a bully. But in this instance, you want to know how far Joel and James Harden can be pushed in this series?
Yeah, I was looking it up yesterday because I wanted the historical context of minutes per game. You know, I've kind of nonchalantly said like, oh, you got to play 42 minutes a game. I think I have to adjust my expectations of what Joel's going to play, and it's not nearly that.
Okay.
I'd love for him to be at 40 a game, and the backup center only has to play 8 minutes a game. Even that might be a little high. 38, 39 might be his ceiling. Now, I looked up, the most minutes per game playoff history. Allen Iverson's actually third on the list. He was at 45.11 minutes per game. The greatest all time, Wilt Chamberlain, 47.2 minutes per game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Bill Russell was second with 45.44. And then, it's a bunch of Hall of Famers, obviously. Bob Love, Elvin Hayes, JoJo White, Oscar Robertson, Walt Frazier, Dave Callens, Walt Bellamy, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Jerry West. Like, that's kind of your top 15. And then I was scrolling. I'm like, all right, Kevin Durant's 24th. He's 40 a game.
Wow.
If he's only 40 a game, what can I expect from Joel Embiid and James Harden? Kept scrolling. The first sixer I come across on the list is Tobias Harris, who's at 37 a game for his career.
He plays a boatload of minutes throughout his whole career. He doesn't miss games, and he plays minutes.
He is reliable in terms of playing. He comes in at 37.06, which is in the same territory as Klay Thompson, Jokic, Jason Tatum, James Worthy, Anthony Davis of the current guys. And then you go down a little bit further, and James Harden comes in down around Kawhi Leonard at 35.3 minutes per game for his career. And he's played 134 playoff games. So that's a good sample size. He's only averaged 35. Then you keep scrolling. Ben Simmons is 35 also. Keep scrolling. Joel Embiid finally comes in all the way down at 32.76 minutes per game for the playoffs in his career. Can he get to 39-40?
I think that's a big ask, 39-40.
It sure is.
And if you break it down like this, maybe it'll make you feel a little bit better. If you have Joel Embiid out on the floor for the first 9 minutes of the first quarter, take him out for the 3, and then he sits the starting 3 of the second, and then plays the remaining 9 there. You're talking about 12 minutes a game overall. If you do that, if you follow that same remedy in the second half, so that's 36 minutes a game, which doesn't sound too bad? Question mark.
No, but can he get up to 39-40?
I don't know. Are those last 3 minutes more effective? With you know what I mean? What are those 3 minutes going to be like if he's already tallied 36 minutes?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a fair question, but it's funny. I find myself doing it. I've heard other people do it. Well, the starters just have to play more. They just have to play more. Yeah, I don't know if that's fair of us.
Would you feel better subbing him differently? So the way I just laid it out is usually the way Doc Rivers, and I think Brett Brown did it before him, where they sit Embiid for a small part of the first quarter, last part of the first quarter, and then the beginning of the second quarter, and then you bring him back in at like the 8-minute mark, and he finishes it out. Could it be a case where they play him, say Doc plays him 9 minutes of the first quarter, he sits 3, starts the second quarter, see how it goes, and then maybe change up, or do you think routine is too much of a thing?
You would know better. I mean, you're down there and you see these guys in their routines and their habits and what they like and they don't like. I'll concede to you there. I would think a kind of a set schedule is more beneficial to Joel, so he knows what to expect in terms of when he can push it, when he'll have time to recover. Like knowing his substitution pattern, I think is beneficial to the player because they know when to exert, when to, I think you can kind of manage it in your own mind a little bit more. But it's the playoffs now.
Exactly my point.
So if you're needed, you're needed.
Pat, could you do something like that, do you think, now? If you're an NBA head coach, your player is your star player, comes out with 3 minutes to go in a quarter, goes back in 3 minutes, go on the next quarter, and so on and so forth throughout the game. Could you change it up now?
I think it'd be really difficult, and mainly because Joel Embiid has never played this much in his career. It is a legitimate concern that I'm going to have for the rest of the playoffs. I feel like there's going to be a game where he's going to be tired, but we need him, right? Like you need him to produce. You need him to be that MVP. So it's a catch-22 really. You need him to play more. Yeah, if you want a shot at winning a championship, you need him to play more. But you also have a balancing act. So you take advantage of a series like this with Toronto where hopefully you don't need him to play those extra minutes. But if you get in the second and third round, look, I'll say, in the second round, you need him to play extra so we don't have to hear John Kincade say anymore that they haven't won a second-round series. Like, I need that for my personal health.
Okay.
My mental health, I need them to win a second-round series.
Fair enough.
So please play him more. First round, I don't think necessarily you need it.
Okay. And somebody said, I think somebody on the YouTube page said something about need his legs for round 2 maybe more than round 1. I hear you on that.
Yeah.
And maybe.
Well,
maybe
there's no round 2 if you don't get through round 1.
That's a fact.
That is factual.
Now, being set in their ways, we've all at some point played basketball, whatever. The in and out on a set schedule, I never really cared for. We see runs all the time in the NBA. Well, if the other team's on a really good run, I think I want to put my best player back in there to stop that run.
Yeah,
but
and
I understand
the image of Giannis going off in that Bucks game, 2 weeks ago, and Joel was standing on the baseline, hands on his hip, looking out at the court like, why am I not out there to stop it?
Yeah.
And I don't think Doc can allow those to happen. Like, I understand Joe's going to be asked to do more, but it's going to be needed. Like, you can't watch Giannis go for 17 straight points and absolutely cook a Paul Millsap or DeAndre Jordan and not put Joel out there. Like, you have to think about the next round, but you also can't think about the next round at the same time.
No, your task is the one right in front of you.
Yeah.
And it has to be that way come playoff
Yeah, don't
time.
necessarily take it for granted, but I would continue to do what they're doing until it becomes evident that ain't
not
it.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if your second unit is going out there and continuously getting their asses handed to them, you might have to start thinking of, like maybe something I said. Joel Embiid, he came out in his first 3 minutes the last 3 minutes of the first quarter, but maybe you have to put him back in there to start a second quarter just to change things up a bit. There's a lot of interesting moves that Doc Rivers is going to have to figure out, just like any coach during this playoff series. But I think Nick Nurse poses a lot of schematical problems that you have to adjust to during the game.
Yeah, he does. Looking at the minutes played in the playoffs was an interesting exercise because obviously if you're one of these leaders, you're more than likely an all-star, a Hall of Fame type player. And just seeing the current players and what they push it to. I mean, LeBron James is the current player that leads at 41.48. Behind him is Dame Lillard and Kevin Durant, and they're only at 40.
Yeah.
So I don't think we can expect more than 37-38 from Joel. James, I would like to see something similar.
He's going to go 39-40, I think. I think Harden can and will do that. Tobias Harris
is probably going to have to go.
39.
He might even be 39-40.
Yeah.
Because he can.
Maxey can play a doubleheader if you need him to.
Yeah.
It seems like. So
Joel's the big question mark there, but I don't think we can expect more than 37-38.
No, and if you can do maybe a rotation of backup centers, you have to change something up.
Something has to happen.
Something has to change, and whether it's Embiid being out on the floor, maybe a little bit more or not, who knows? All right, Pat, you think there could be some trouble down south if something happens. Is that correct?
This is Pat's point of view. Here's Pat.
Hey guys, it's me, Pat. I'm just here to give you my point of view.
Hi, Pat.
So I
Please,
don't know.
Give it to us.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but the Washington Commanders
I did see this.
are in hot water yet again. So they have had a hell of an offseason in terms of bad PR or just getting ripped for trades. I saw this yesterday, but an NFL exec, the Athletic did a piece where they polled NFL execs about the offseason. And when it came to the Carson Wentz trade, most NFL execs basically said that Washington way overpaid and that most NFL execs also agreed that they would rather have Taylor Heineke at that price than Carson Wentz at his massive price. So right off the bat, it's like, okay, you just traded for probably a lemon that the team that traded you the asset couldn't wait to get rid of, and they were very open about that before they traded you the player. So then you have that. But then it comes out yesterday that Congress, and this is where it gets serious because it's Congress,
Yeah, they're
says that
serious people.
they have broken financial laws. They owe money to visiting teams, and they owe money to season ticket holders. So here was the statement. In a 20-page letter detailed to the committee, they said that the allegations of financial improprieties were made by former longtime employees of the Washington Commanders. They have basically cooked the books. They had two books. They had one that they submitted, and then they had one that was legitimate.
Wow.
And there was a quote from a congressman. Quite frankly, as you go through the allegations, it reads like a description of some organization out of The Godfather and not an NFL football team.
Wow.
It really helps to color the culture and impunity that other witnesses have described and the evidence of severe dysfunction, which Alex Smith talked about in a podcast when he was asked how Carson Wentz could handle Washington. He basically alluded to it's a bad culture, and he's going to have to deal with that. And there's a lot of crap going on. And this just adds to it. So it got me thinking, could this finally be the death nail for Daniel Snyder? And if it is,
yes, it could be.
Man, that sucks for Eagles fans because he runs a horrible team.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful to see. I mean, it is from top to bottom, whether you look at the team, the stadium, the ownership, the front office, it is the quintessential definition of dumpster fire. I never want to see that guy not own this team.
I reached out to my two buddies down there yesterday. The one is a season ticket holder, they're hoping this is the downfall of him. My one friend was asking my other buddy who's an attorney, like, is this real? Could he have charges brought against him? Because that's how bad they want him out. It's pretty obvious the good old boy network only forces an owner out if your bottom line is affected. He directly affected their bottom lines in frauding the league. So, yeah, this could be the end for Dan Snyder.
You lied to your season ticket. Like, you stole money from your season ticket holders.
It's so scummy. But it's exactly what I expected from that organization.
But my thing is, you're a team that has not had success in 30-plus years, really. Other than that one playoff run with RG3, you haven't been a successful franchise. The fact that you have loyal fans who are willing to fork over their money to be a season ticket holder, you should, welcome them with open arms and kiss their feet. Instead, you're stealing from them.
But it's funny because you say, and I agree with you, keep them there. You want them to stay there because it's been such a dumpster fire down there. But that's not a quick recovery, right? You get rid of a Daniel Snyder, I don't know, and all the things that are going on, I don't know how quick of a recovery it could be for that organization.
This might be their death sentence.
Yeah.
Well, at least
for
in
a while
of his ownership group.
I also wonder if it could be a situation where the NFL has to step in and strip them of draft picks, because you're not just lying about your financial books. You're lying to teams and you're lying to fans, and you're stealing from both. That at that point, the league has to get involved. It's not just Congress.
Exactly.
And that leads me to believe that there has to be punishment.
My buddy wants him arrested. Like, that's how much they hate him down there.
Yeah,
they're pulling for the opposite of what we're pulling for, which is stay in place and continue to run a dumpster fire.
I don't know.
They're like, please, God, end this.
I don't know if he's Noriega, where he needs to be arrested on war crimes, but
it's close.
He's close.
Baseball's back, which means you can enjoy your P.J. Wellaghan's favorites right at the ballpark while you catch all the action. Not going to the game? Well, then head to your local PJ's, where every seat is the best seat in the house. I know where we're going to have a good seat today. That's at Workhorse Brewing, 250 King Manor Drive in King of Prussia. And because we're going to be there with the Mike Miss Show talking some Sixers playoffs. You pumped? You psyched? You ready? Can I buy you a beer there today, please?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
There it is.
Yeah. Tell Dan to put it on Mike Miss's tab.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get it done. Where's your confidence level as the week goes on with the Sixers?
I don't know. I think they're going to win, but I think I'm close to a breaking point.
Of what?
Of everything.
Life.
I turn on I turn on Brooklyn, and you got to see that goofball, right? You see his face.
Looking like a leprechaun last night.
In that lamb skin outfit he's got.
Was that lamb?
Yeah.
What a weirdo.
Yeah.
We've all seen leprechaun say yeah.
And you know what? He had the ring on the pointer finger,
he's got the
too.
Shorts, whatever. I don't care. I'll use it. I'm but he makes you, like, that face.
The pointer finger ring
you see the
skeeves me.
face?
I know.
It drives you insane.
And he's standing there like he's all involved.
I know. And now he's going to play.
I'll believe it when I see it.
You know what? That might not be a bad thing.
He's not going to be the ball handler, so what do? You make him the 5, put him in the dunker spot?
He'll fit. He'll fit with them. Watch.
Yeah, he's going to have to run center.
Father's going to work out for them.
Probably, because this is Philadelphia. We can't have nice things.
That's what I'm saying. I'm close. The Mets.
We'll start shooting.
God, don't even say that.
Good.
Pat.
Let him start shooting. I mean, the guy hasn't played ball in over a year. There's got to be some rustiness that's going to go on there.
He's ramping up, Bob.
How they adjust to him.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question for Pat. So what happened? Pat's point of view? No Pat stakes? No Pat stakes?
Oh, we did forget about that.
Oh, is that supposed to be today?
It was, yeah.
Way to go, Pat.
Who put together this show sheet?
What did you...
So, Coach...
You done with Pat's takes?
No, I'm not done with it at all. Last week I was out
Why
sick.
Pat's point of view? What's the difference?
Well, I mean, Pat's takes is more of like fun stuff. Pat's point of view is when one of us is out. It's more of like it's the linchpin, it's the Cooney's Corner, but it's the Pat version.
Gotcha.
Coach emailed me all the show sheet templates, but he set me up for failure
Again,
because he didn't have
fingers.
He didn't have What the Puck, your favorite segment. I mean, that's appointment radio. He didn't have that on here. I had to include that. And then he didn't have Pat's point of view. I don't know or Pat's takes. I don't know if he If Coach canceled it and didn't tell me, that would be a Coach thing to do.
I will say this. Isn't it the greatest? You get woken up by your little boy to go play baseball.
No. No, it sucks.
Yeah.
I value my sleep, bud. I need 17 good hours or I'm cranky.
The minute you had a kid, that was it.
No, it was.
I haven't slept since then.
Yeah, he walked in and I'm like, Jesus, man. And then when he said,
"Come on,
do you want to go
bro.
play baseball with me?" I was like, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah.
Right. He wants to play ball.
He came downstairs like last week, and it was the same thing. We have a little, I was telling these guys, we have a little Temple basketball, a little hoop or whatever.
Yeah.
And he came downstairs, Daddy, do you want to play basketball with me? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to play basketball with you. It was cool. And I'm bigger than him, too, so I was swatting every shot, and swatting everything.
You posted him up?
Yeah, he was sitting there going, Court Maz, and I'm just swatting it away going, MB. So, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
We were practicing our bat flips.
Best part of going to the Sixers game this past weekend was I was standing up in the suite, and little Jack came over and he says, "You come watch Sixers game with me." And he put his hand out. So I said, "All right, let's go." He wanted me to come down and sit next to him because he gets treated like that by his old man.
Yeah, and I started walking with him, and he said, "No, you stay here."
I want Uncle Bob.
Yeah, Bob, my new daddy now.
Geez. All right, we got Anthony Gargano coming up next, and also you can hear Anthony today on the Mike Miss Show. Listen in. It's going to be a Sixers special playoff preview, so we'll get to all that. And we also want to remind you, remember to support life-saving cancer research. Join me and our generous partners, the Davis CPA Group, in making a donation to the American Association for Cancer Research today at 97.5thefanatic.com/AACR. Cancer research saves lives. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody on the app, everybody on the radio, everybody on YouTube. Love you all. Thanks so much for listening. We'll be back at you tomorrow. The John Kincade Show here at 97.5 The Fanatic.
The John Kincade Show.
This is not radio fantasy camp. We're on the air here.
On 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. In the NBA play-in tournament, there are no sure things except one. Bet at least $20 in same-game parlays on FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with the Valley Forge and get an instant bonus, win or lose.